This is
Hello, I'm Brittany.
no, she's not that Brittany.
Oh,
She's the other
gosh,
Brittany.
you went there. Oh man, did you
Brittany,
go there?
bitch.
Oh no, 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 no.
Not that Brittany.
Not that Brittany. No, no,
No,
no.
this
We literally just had that conversation about names.
Yeah, got it. Like ice pick in my eye. Oh my goodness.
no, this is medium, psychic, channeler, healer, etc., extraordinaire.
Let's just go with empowerment. That's
There
that's
you go.
that's what I'm there for.
Just call you
Not
metaphysical
that kind
guidance.
of Brittany.
Welcome in, JoJo, and welcome in, everybody, as you pop in. Good morning, little GB. Sally P, GP, Blue Ocean, Affirm Wellness. Y'all are popping in quick. Wow. Bless Anju. Let's see. Sally P, yes, you'll be added to the list. I'm sure Kina's taking notes as it is, probably writing as fast as she can. Angelie, welcome in. AZ Cactus Doctor, hello, Dr. Rivera, how are you? Bree, AZ Cactus Doctor is my husband. So he popped in there to say hello. Brittany, yeah, he came in there. Anyway, I said Bree, didn't I? Where did Bree come from? I don't know. Creating Balance, hello, Carolyn. Anita Johnson, hello, welcome in. Sally T. Alicia Black, well. Affirm Wellness says no reading for me today. She's just in to watch a little bit. Brenda Watts, good evening, Brenda. Welcome in. Hey, Brittany, says Creating Balance.
Hello. What's up?
Hello, 00 says, can I have a question? Absolutely. I'm sure Kina will add you to the list. Mystery, hope all is well, everyone's doing good. We are, Mystery. Thank you so much for asking.
Brittany, JoJo says she got a reading from you on Saturday.
What? Really? Huh?
It must have been on TikTok.
Oh, yeah, that's
Affirm Wellness says FYFA already? Low. Oh, Angie, yeah, step up and pull your shirt. Angie now has
But she saw my face. I was reading them questions like.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Miss Brenda.
Yes. And
Virgo sun.
And there's Kim Hunt, welcome in. And Brittany, as we chat amongst ourselves, or as Kina chats with us, you should see a private chat down there, and it'll start. That when you see that private chat, that's the one for all four of us on.
Oh.
So you should see that when it pops up. Yeah, that's where Kina tells us who we're reading next and so forth.
And we don't read that out loud.
No,
oh, that's good to know, because I was like, why is there another private chat? And then I closed it because I was like, I don't need that.
Yeah,
like
that's
Oh, you will. Oh, you will.
That's the one that Kina warns that she's going to sell to the audience sometimes because it gets kind of crazy.
No, I was gonna say I'm so psychic. I don't even need the private. Like
it goes down in the private chat, people. I know it.
Like, oh my God, like, Louis Black is here. He says, hey, gang, hope you guys are doing well. I would like a general reading, and you will get one. We'll add you to the list because it is not closed yet.
My favorite kind of reading, Louis, general.
Exactly. I was going to say, give him that look, Angie. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Your life must be perfect if you ain't got no specific question. Listen, I don't know if I need these glasses or not. I feel like I can't see with them on.
Well, see, I'll be damned if I can't see with them on, I can't see with them off. It's like, oh, I'm a mess. Mystery says our energy is awesome. Well, thank you, Mystery. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Exactly. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille.
I think, Don, you started it out right, referring to that version of Brittany that I didn't want to refer to, and now, I'm not going to be able to unrefer.
You're going to just go into Brittany mode.
Oh, no. And it's not even the correct spelling of my name. Let's just...
Yeah. We even have another Brittany in our class on Monday nights. I don't know if did you ever meet that Brittany?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. Somebody was telling me I was pretty. I was like, what? Hello?
I was asking Brittany if Brittany's met the other Brittany in our class.
No, I don't think I've met that Brittany.
Yeah,
I think she had stopped coming by the time you came.
that could be.
Yeah.
Why did a lot of people be like, oh, there's another Brittany here?
The cool Brittany. Oh, okay, I'll stop. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally messing around.
Letty GP says, "Oh my God, you are beautiful."
Thank
She meant
you.
that toward me. No, that's not you, Angie. That's me. it's this face right
That's
here.
who was texting me. Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord.
Listen, I feel blind with these glasses on. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and let them go.
Holly Janelle says, "When will I move into my own place?" I'm sure that Kino will add you to the list, Holly, because I do not believe it's closed yet. So we're waiting for Kino to give us our first person. How's your week going so far, guys? Anything exciting? Anything new? Anything,
It's actually going pretty fast because we have Monday off. So I feel like this week is breezing by. So I am happy that tomorrow is already Thursday.
Yeah, it's true. Good point.
I don't even remember what day it is. Like, it's been kind of a blur, like just filled with readings and readings and readings and readings, more and more and more.
We had our online class last night, and it was quite good. We had a number of people pop in, and we just kind of free floated. It was really good too. And it's interesting because at the very end, we were talking about what we should do next, what exercise, and instead we had an open conversation on mediumship. And I don't know, Brittany, if you remember Susan Grayson, but she's from our Monday night class here in Phoenix, and she was in the group, and she's a long-term medium. I mean, she's been a medium forever. And so I just asked her a few questions, and it turned out to be such a great thing to just have an open forum asking about mediumship and how it works and what people are getting and so forth. So it actually ended the evening in such a better way because it's amazing how many questions you don't have until you have them. You know what I mean? It's amazing. So
Interesting.
It was a good evening. Yeah. And it was good reads, I think. I think everybody got some good reads out of it too, which is nice.
That's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So Blessed Anju is first, and she says the rest of the year, any significant event coming up to me single. Blessed Anju, did you ask a similar question last week? Because I thought I saw somebody ask about the next 3 months, which is pretty much the end of the year, but that could be somebody else. Hey, Pam F. Welcome in. Abigail Diaz, welcome in. Kina says, yes, there is a list. So if you're interested, make sure that you let her know.
Oh, that was Mystery asking if there's a list.
Okay.
Okay, Tanisha. Tanisha told me to fix my face. I'm trying, y'all, but.
This is the first time I've seen Tanisha as Tanisha. Usually she's under her alias. So it's good to see you in, Tanisha.
She's on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I see that, yeah. So
okay, Blessed Anju.
So do you guys, or how do you guys do this? Do you guys
can just jump in whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I mean, I got the hits I'm getting. So I should probably clarify that I do a lot of emotional, relief healing. And so a lot of times when I read people, I get all kinds of psychic stuff, mediumship stuff, but I am looking for the emotional stuff here. And so immediately what I'm picking up is a heart chakra energy here. And in particular, what I feel is that this particular, I'm going to butcher the name, Anju. I'm getting a lot of self-worth is a big deal here. And so as far as for the rest of the year, if you get connection, the connection is going to be pretty shallow. You're going to notice though, towards the end of next year, you will have a significant relationship. But as far as what I see, you have a shallow energy kind of coming around. And that's because right now what you're looking for is external and it should be internal for you. And I'm getting hit as I say that like in solar plexus here, because this is involving deep emotional issues that need to be worked through. That's what I got.
I got flatline. Like I got a stable 4. Like there's nothing going on for you either way. Like there's nothing that is super significant that I see coming in. Like you seem to be stable financially. I did see that you would probably be single through the rest of the year, and that's why I didn't want to start off, because that's what I got when it said and my guys were being so petty, because when I said coming up to me single, they said single for the rest of the year. So that is so mean, but that's what I heard. So you won't probably get in a significant relationship, as Brittany was saying, for the rest of the year. It will be it seems to be a very quiet rest of the year. You don't seem to be getting out much. You seem to be in hermit mode. Like I see you a lot alone at home, or just a lot away in your own space and not out with a lot of people or around a big crowd. You seem to be isolated. The room is dark black. For me, that's either secrecy or hiding or hermit. So I assume that you are not trying to be around a lot of people. If you're not around a lot of people, how are you going to meet somebody unless you're doing apps? But I don't see you meeting anybody the rest of the year. I see it being a pretty quiet ending to your year, like kind of like let's stay at home and eat snacks and watch the ball drop, but I don't see you doing a significant amount of anything. Everything seems to be a 4. They're clearly showing me a 4 for you. And that's all I got.
The one thing that came to me instantly is, first of all, I'm getting the feeling of energy, student energy. So I think you're a student, and I think that you're going to continue to do that. It's the one thing, the most important thing that came up to me in the card is that focus card, that focus on keep working on what is working in your life. And then, if anything, learn the mysteries of life in the fun way. Again, do some exploring, figure out what's going on in your life, figure out what's working, what isn't while you're going through this. But it seems like the one thing, the most important thing is focusing on your schoolwork, focusing on getting through a successful school year, a successful education, which is going to take you on to where you want or need to be. So that's kind of what I'm getting. That's the energy I'm getting, is very much a student energy. And so, but an energy of a student who, again, stay focused, keep working on the things that are working for you. The things that aren't working for you, get them fixed, because this is the time to do it. It seems like this is the cycle to do it. So, with that, I think we did it. So
one more thing, because she put learning phase, but one of the things they told me to tell you, but don't submit to people who you think know more than you. You seem to know a significant amount, so don't allow what you think their authority is to outweigh what you already know. You have a significant amount of information, so lean on your own intuition, your own gut feeling, that internal guidance that you have above what somebody else is saying. You can take their information into consideration, but don't let it be the deciding factor, or don't let it overpower what you already know.
Super. Anything else to add, Brittany? Or
I was gonna also say, I like, as you guys were talking, I got this real energy of stopping and just and like kind of going, oh well, like I'll wait for this thing to come in, and it's like that's not how this works. There's a need for you to really go internally here. This is your call, and you can sit around and look at it as a learning phase if you want, but that learning phase, it's going to keep going, and you're having this significant connection come in next year. And depending on how you are from now up until then is going to be really contingent on how that connection ends up unfolding for you. It could end up being a really great thing, or it could end up being a crap thing. And then you're going to be back in the same cycles over again. So this is a real call for you to kind of go internal and get that emotional healing that will come from self-care and truly finding that self-love for you.
Fantastic. Hopefully it helped you. Blessed Anju. Next in line is who, Kina? Who is our next read? Oh, cards flying everywhere. Are my coworkers conspiring against me? Sally T.
So,
Sure knew Brittany will allow you to go first.
okay, so I'm sorry, guys, if like I'm a jokester, so I'm gonna laugh at a lot of things. So just bear with me. Sally, I think that there's times in our lives where we get in situations where we absolutely feel like everybody's against us, and I get this kind of energy where you have a lot more going on at home besides just this stuff going on at work, and immediately I'm hit like with my, like, I feel like I'm being choked in my throat right at the moment because I feel this energy of there's a lot you want to be able to say, but I think you feel held back. And then at the same time, I also feel this kind of goes back into self-esteem. And then when you go to work, you have this energy about you that's, you're trying to be controlled and you're trying to move in a direction that's healthy. But then, I do feel that you have some coworkers that are trying to one up you. I wouldn't say there's conspiring against you. I do see you succeeding at work in the next few months. I just don't see that there's a direct, I think that's why I'm kind of like laughing a little bit. Excuse me. I think because it's just, your feelings are real and they're valid. But at the same time, I would look at this from a different angle and find a new perspective because it's not quite what you think, literally. So.
I asked the pendulum and they said no. I got a no, but I wanted to confirm. The pendulum said no. Your coworkers not conspiring against you. I asked if you were being reprimanded or being coached for your performance, and I got a yes. So maybe you're a little bit sensitive because they're pointing out things that you need to improve on. And so what I'm hearing from Spirit is take that as constructive criticism and go ahead and make the adjustments and increase and make your performance a little bit better. Like I don't feel like your coworkers are deliberately doing anything. At this point, they're making it seem like they're outshining you. That's what I heard. Like I saw the sunshine, but I saw it as that they're outshining you. And so you're feeling a little bit under the microscope and thinking that they're doing things to sabotage you. And I do not get the energy that they are, but I do get the energy that you're a little bit sensitive about some of the coaching opportunities that have come your way. And so they're saying just take that as constructive criticism and move forward and try to improve. That's
Super.
what I got.
Quick and easy. Next in line is who, Kina? Who is next up? The only thing that I would add, Sally, by the way, just one more thing, because I would be quickly, but go ahead, Kina, and put the next person's name up, and that is this, Sally, let me say this respectfully, get off the cross, someone else needs the wood. Don't feel, if you don't feel persecuted, because again, if you have this persecution feeling, it's not necessarily real. So relax and don't bring that into you. Don't call that into you. Be careful what you're saying and be careful how you're feeling, because again, it's that one thing I always warn people about, affirmations and so forth. So make sure that you yeah, it's interesting. Exactly. The make sure that you're not drawing that energy in, because if you draw that persecution energy in enough, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get persecuted. So be careful, my dear. Don't pull it into you, because, and I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying, careful. That's all.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
So I don't mean to be so direct here, but again, as I said, I'm one of those psychics that deal with emotions.
We're honest. We're authentic. We don't blow smoke up your ass. We're going to tell you the lesson. So it is what it is.
So the paranoia is what I got really strongly. I know that's what Angie got to. So what I'm going to be very, very clear here on is when there's feelings that you feel that you're being attacked, or you feel like the world is against you, there's a time for you to pull back at that point, okay? And pull back in the sense that re-examine what's around you and think and focus on what you can confirm and what you can control. Because then if we're in a state of paranoia, then everything is going haywire. And then at that point, yeah, you're going to start manifesting literally what Don said, which is that energy. And that's just not good. And then you're going to have like this, like actual serious situations that occur. And then it really will feel like the world's against you. And so there is like that sensitivity. So again, a pull back and let yourself kind of get to a place where you're able to breathe for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Super. Next is Carolyn Amita Johnson. And we're waiting for Carolyn. I ask you a general reading, she says. She says a general reading. Carolyn and her spouse, Vicky, gave us one of the most interesting events a few weeks ago because both of their mothers came in at the same time. First, the one mother came in, and then the other mother came in. They both had passed within 2 years, not 2 years of each other. I'm not mistaken what they said. And it was interesting because we were talking to Carolyn, and at the end, Carolyn's mother, when she was there, she said, "Make sure you tell Vicky or whatever." And we're asking, "Who's Vicky? Who's Vicky?" And then she's like, "That's my spouse." So this is Carolyn. This is Carolyn and Vicky. But did I hit the wrong thing? It was Carolyn, right? Yeah. There you go. I'm like, what? Did I hit something? So general reading for Carolyn.
Since you're the fresh eyes tonight, Brittany, you can go ahead because we really did just do readings for them.
Oh,
so
okay.
I have to comb through all the information that we did last time. This is what I mean. Like when it's a repeat person, you have to comb through all the information you already gave them. So since you're fresh eyes.
Okay, so way to put me on the spot. No, I was kidding. So right off the bat, Carolyn, I get I instantly felt my heart fluttering when Don started talking just about what you were asking for, your general reading. I got hit with like a little bit of anxiety to the point where I like grabbed my table for a moment, and that's why I got quiet, because I was like, the anxiety is a little much, and it's more so it feels related to grief, because that was the next thing I asked. Why in the world do I feel this kind of anxiety? Is this related to finances, or I just went down my list, and what I came away with was this feeling of grief, and Spirit started to show me kind of like this forming mountain that just keeps going higher and higher and higher. And then I see the white part, like the snow that kind of goes at the tippy top of the mountain. And I saw that with just like clouds covering over it. And I'm like looking up at this daunting mountain, and I'm like immediately like just my breath is taken away because it feels impossible. And so this mountain I feel represents at least how, and this is how I'm going to read it. It feels like it's my life. It feels like it's somewhat daunting and overwhelming, and my emotions at this moment are somewhat haywire, because 1 minute I'm okay, and then the next minute I'm not okay, and then the next second I feel like I can climb Mount Everest, and then the next second I feel like I can't climb anything at all. And as I say that, I immediately am filled with I want to cry, and I'm overwhelmed. And so the thing that I absolutely can say is, something that I will consistently bring up, is that there's a need for self-love here and self-care. And yes, messages are important. Hearing from our past loved ones that have passed away, when we're in this grief process, they have its purpose. But at the same time, our loved ones also want us to get to a place where we can look at life and be able to move in a direction that's healthy. And I've never met any loved one that ultimately wants pain for, the living relative. And so I can flat out tell you from just the psychic viewpoint that I'm looking at, there's a need to recalibrate and realize that you have way more resources than you actually believe you have to conquer a lot that's in your life already. And you have some beautiful things headed your way. And I think there's a need for you to start taking baby steps forward, not waiting around, not stopping and reflecting and going, oh, I need to do this and this. I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll do that in 5 years. No, you need to get up and start walking towards that, even if you're still in grief, even because what happens is we get to a place where we're comfortable. And then if we get comfortable, then that's like the worst feeling in the world. So without going on a ramble any further, I will just hand it over to you guys.
Before I get into the reading, can I make one comment? Please don't be rude to Kina in the chat. She is manning 7 platforms. She will let you know if you make the list. If you're going to be rude and I see it, I'm not going to read you. Be patient. These are free. She's nice to you. Please be nice to her while she compiles a list and responds to your request. Now back to Carolyn. While Brittany was talking, I felt like the walls were closing in, like there's not enough space. Like I feel like there's little bodies, or like the house is full and there's not enough space. And so that when you said anxiety and pressure, I felt like the walls were closing in, and this is you trying to push them out with your arms, but your own strength isn't enough. You need to go within. You need to use that inner strength to resolve the issues that are making you feel like you're being pushed in and crowded. And it may just be that you don't have enough space in the house, and that you need to, and that you guys are looking to upgrade or to get a bigger space. But I literally got that the walls of the house were closing in, and there was just a lot of people in the house. And so I'm thinking that you just really need to go within, center, to get rid of some of that anxiety, and then you can focus. You seem to have an issue with focusing, I'm getting cloudy eyes and a cloudy brain where I can't really focus on what I need to do. So what they're saying is to focus, get your focus together, and then you can take your steps forward. If you go forward, you're just going to fumble forward. And instead of it being an easier ride, you're just going to fumble, and you're going to constantly getting back up and tiring yourself out. Ground, center, focus, move forward. And then everything should fall in line, or should at least start being a little bit more clear about the decisions you're trying to make. Are you two thinking about moving out of state? Because I keep seeing 2 states, like a state here and a state here, like you're trying to move out of state. So if you are trying to move out of state, then you really need to organize that, because it seems like a lot of moving parts, a lot of deciding factors, and a lot of people who will be affected. So I see that it is a yes to the move, but you need to get all your ducks in a row before you move forward, and then go ahead with the move, because it does seem to be successful. It does seem that things are lining up on that side, but you can't see them lining up because you're not centered and focused. You're letting little things get in the way, little obstacles get in your way. Like they're showing me things like paper cuts, and you tripping over insignificant things like a paper clip. When you trip over a paper clip, that's something insignificant. You're letting little insignificant things block you from the main purpose or focus that you're trying to do. Does somebody cook? Is somebody a chef? Because I'm getting something about a chef or a cook or something as a profession, or somebody wants to cook. It's a go. You just need to work it out together. Who's going to do this while I do that? And so that's what your issue is. But that's all I got.
Super. So hopefully the move goes well if that's what you guys decide to do.
She said yes, Florida.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Oh, your son is the one who wants to be a cook. Is that what you're saying? It's a go ahead for the cooking.
But if I could just add real quick, I mean, Carolyn, you've been through so much. I can see what you've been through. And honestly speaking, give yourself the self-compassion that you deserve here, and understand and respect that, the grief process is such a heavy process. Okay. And there's no easy way around it. And there's a need to acknowledge the emotions while at the same time trying to take little baby steps forward. This is going to be the resulting of a new version of yourself that's going to be come to fruition as all of this happens. So I just can't enough also take care and understand that, you got to be easy on yourself. Yeah, you're not thinking clearly, but what can you do to get yourself to that point? I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and the other thing I would add to that is nothing psychic, nothing whatever, it's just general thing, is that both of you experienced the loss, and both of you experienced the loss of a mother within a short period of time of each other. And because you both lost mothers, and because you knew each other's mothers well, because you were the mother-in-laws and so forth, and even because the mothers knew each other well, does not mean you both will experience the loss the same. So, Vicky, when you lost your mom recently, your loss process is going to most likely be very different than was Carolyn's. And Carolyn, when you lost your mom 2 years ago, if I remember my chronology of events from when your moms came in, you again handled it differently. So as you go down this road, make sure that you have the patience to understand that each of you are dealing with loss in a very different way, and it's natural. And be patient with each other in the sense that that's how you heal, is that getting over that loss in your unique way. So be there and be supportive, but don't expect them to be having the same kind of feelings toward loss or reacting the same way toward loss that you are, because that's not realistic. The realistic thing is that you both lost somebody, you both have went through it, but you both have to go through it and process it in a very different way. And it's going to be healthy to do it that way. So support each other, but give each other the space, realizing that you're having different feelings. And even when this is your mother and your mother-in-law, and then 2 years ago it was the opposite way around, it's processing in a different ways, okay? Just a heads up on that one. So next is, who is next? Who's next, Angie? I mean, Tina, I'm lost. It's Anahi.
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 Anahi. Okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce that right. Generalized. Okay, generalized.
I feel like she had a financial question and she didn't ask, because I'm getting a financial question for her, like she's in a financial situation, because I got the 4 of coins where they're holding onto the coin very well. So whatever your situation is, it seems to be a financial issue that you're dealing with, and that you need guidance on. What they're showing me is that they show me your money flying away. So they're coins with wings, and so they're flying away. To me, that means you're spending more is going out than is coming in, and you're just not being aware of the money that you're spending. They're showing me a balance sheet. This is what comes in, this is what needs to go out. And so your financial situation seems to be a mixture of, yes, things are expensive, but also you're not really being aware of all the money that is going out. So I get the way that you fix your financial situation is that you be a little bit more aware of the money that you're spending in and out. I do see that you are looking for a better job that pays more. I hear the word Christmas, so I think around Christmas you will get into that hiring process, but I don't see you starting the job until January, because around Christmas a lot of people are on vacation and everything moves slow. So I feel like you will get a hit, or you'll start getting interviews and things like that around Christmas, but that you won't start until January of 2023. Somebody said, "Hey, Brittany."
Yeah, I was like, hi. If I can just jump in. I got hit immediately with when I heard the question, or the general please, I got generalized, and then immediately I thought money, like I'm gonna butcher, because when I'm connected to spirit I start messing up words, okay, so bear with me. But I got like hit with monopolize, monetize, and like I started like thinking of all these like other words. I'm like, oh, money. So I was thinking the same thing, money. To elaborate a little, I feel like there's a depletion energy all around right at the moment. Like there's this desperate, and when we get in that kind of state, then we start attracting more reason. Like it's like the universe is like, oh, you're desperate? I'll give you more reasons to be desperate. So that's when we notice, like it starts raining and pouring, and all of a sudden we have car problems, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, we have, like have to take our dog to the vet, and we have like all this other stuff. So there's just a need to really kind of take a moment to think about how you're approaching the situation. And also, if I can just add something in the future about March of next year for you, you're going to notice a significant shift in your financial situation. Like money is going to feel like it becomes all of a sudden a lot more easier versus what it is right at the moment, because there's just a depletion right now. And why is everybody laughing? What am I missing?
Don is going ham in the comments, him or Keena.
Oh.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Don, what?
I'm lost. Let's see.
Praise the Lord, people. I cannot. It's so hot. Don, is you calling in the spirit? I'm so hot
I
right
don't know,
now.
because I'm feeling it too. It's like something's up, something's here.
Somebody is
Okay,
here.
so I just need to tell you, Andrew, you were complaining about the heat. Every time I work in psychic or do any sessions, I'm hot. Like, and everybody that's around me, like when they touch me, they're like, "Oh my God, you're on fire!" And it's like I've got flames coming out. So, you know, you're welcome. Enjoy that energy.
It is warm. It is warm because I'm like sweating and stuff. I had to take
I got my lady of a particular age fan. Like, hello, people.
Working that menopause.
They just call it private summers. Private summers. Even in the winter. Vicky says maybe mom is coming. Yeah.
Okay, Don, do you have anything for Miss Garcia?
No, I'm gonna let you get whatever.
We're done.
Yeah.
Next, Keena.
What SJ says? LMBO. What is LMBO?
Laughing my butt off.
Laughing my butt off. Okay.
See?
The menopause family. Oh my gosh. The comments, folks, are funny here. SJ said, laugh my butt off at Don comment, well, and then she shows an emoji with, oh my God. And then Samantha followed up with the menopause fan lady, LOL.
Gypsy Rose said, mini vacation in the tropics, honey. It is the desert, and here it is hot.
It is Arizona at its worst. Oh, sorry. And look who's next. Welcome in. Welcome in, Anjali.
Is it Anjali?
I think it's Anjali.
Okay. I'm going to meet Anad. Is there any long-term proposal relationship with him?
Not just no. Not just no. Sorry, I do not feel it at all.
I literally got, is he coming to the meeting? Like,
oh my God.
No.
I instantly got,
go ahead.
I was going to say, I instantly got this. Okay, I was going to just say I instantly got this feeling of, it also kind of, there's some communication that has to happen, and it doesn't feel like it's very pleasant communication. I'm instantly getting like sweaty palms, like, and not because I bring the heat, but because like literally I'm getting sweaty palms. Like, this is making me nervous. Like, I'm having anxiety about this whole meeting. And the fact that you're asking this question, I'm just going to flat out tell you that I think you already kind of know what the answer is to that. And to go a little bit further here, this connection stems right into a strong energy about how you communicate with other people. And I say that because the way that you've learned communication with relationships externally has impacted greatly the type of people that you're attracting. And I don't even know if I'm making any sense, but that's what I'm feeling. So to answer your question, as of right now, how long, the longevity is not very long, because how long do you really want this to be? Because the communication is really off here, and there's a lot that's not being said, and I'm getting anxiety just thinking about it, and I'm panicking inside because I think you already know. So that's what I got.
Don?
Oh no,
she said going to meet, so I assume there's distance, and I feel like distance is hiding some behaviors. Like, you're not aware of the behaviors. I don't feel like both of you are equally committed. I feel like you're committed, but this person is just not as committed to it as you are. And I don't feel that that is the direction that this person is going. And I don't feel like you've had that conversation because they're showing me the googly heart eyes, meaning that you're head over heels in love with this person, or you're head over, like you're really into this person, and it's just not the same. I don't get the same feeling. Like they're giving me that Elmira from Looney Tunes, how she, just crush it. You know how she squeezes the life out of the little animals. I just want to love you and hug you and squeeze you. Like you're overly affectionate or overly involved, and this person is just trying to like get some room and some space. And so I just don't get that that person is on the same page. And I even did the pendulum, and you saw it was back and forth. And so I gotta know. So I don't think that it's going to propose. And I think that you should find somebody a little bit more local, and that you should find someone who will give you the attention that you want. I think that's what you need, and you're just not getting the attention from this person that you require or that you would like.
Well, and I'm kind of feeling like, have you even met him? Because I feel like I really feel like, have you ever met him in person? Because
See,
I
and
really
that's
feel
what
like,
I said. Is he even going to be at the meeting? Because I didn't feel like there was going to be another person. Like, have you already arranged that you two are going to meet? And the first thing I heard was, is he even going to show up to the meeting? So I didn't get that there was going to be.
no, I think that, I mean, Anjali, have you met him before? Have you, because again, I'm feeling, no, it's just a proposal. Say what?
No, you haven't met him, and he proposed to you. He asked you for a meeting.
So you've never even met him. So, which was what I was getting, because I'm like, I don't think you even met. It's like, that's why it's like, yeah, girl.
Okay, and I want to clear. No, it's just a proposal, meaning that he proposed that you two meet, or you're thinking that he is going to propose to you. Like, don't do that. See, y'all is acting up.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not a proposal. So he was just, you meant as in proposing that you two meet. Okay. Okay, but then you said long term, and so no, I do not feel like that's where it's going. I do think, he may be thinking about a wham bam, thank you ma'am meetup. So, like, where did you meet him? Like on Bumble or Tinder or something like that? Because it feels like this is going to be a sexual. He's thinking of a sexual situation, and not a romantic long term situation. Is how I'm getting it.
Let's just put it this way. It's going to be one of those things where there's some failed expectations there. That's
oh, she's so professional. Okay, Brittany, whatever. Oh my God.
Namaste.
Look, you got a thesaurus right there. Is that where you pulling them words from? Just saying. Just saying. She failed expectations. You're imagining their relationship.
It ain't happening. It's not going to happen. So, all I can say is, if you want the cookies dipped in milk, this is not the one. So keep the little in the cookie jar.
All right, Keena, who's next before we get FCC banned?
Let's go.
Nick.
Oprah, cut the last scene. That wasn't really us. Yes, it was.
It's like, who's the next contestant on the mediumship is right, or the psychic ship is right? Hey, by the way, while we're at it, don't forget to hit that like button down below, and also that follow or subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. So everybody, please.
At Oprah, people.
Hit that button.
Oh my gosh.
I immediately got a yes from Blue Ocean. Will I lead a project soon? I got yes that you're a very talented individual, and you don't hear the whispering, because I hear it as in my ears. That means that people are whispering and your name is being said. So they are looking for just the right project. Like, they don't want to give you anything that's too big, but they do want to give you something that will challenge you. And so I feel like maybe you'll be a co-lead, and then you'll be a lead. So I do feel like it is coming. And then you will do a great job on it. It seems like you'll be very innovative. Like I feel like you're doing things that are a little bit out of the box, or that are different than the norm. And so because of that, you will be recognized, because it will be successful. Just make sure you dot all your I's, cross all your T's, that you have a checklist. Like I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. Don't be too cocky, but also don't be too hard on yourself. Just be you. Just be naturally you. I feel like you know what you're doing. You're well educated in whatever your job is. Is it something behind the camera? Because I immediately got like a camera or something. So I feel like you will. God, it feels like it's something behind the scenes, or some kind of camera work, or something in production. So I do feel like you will be successful with it. I do feel like you will get to lead a project, but again, they're just looking for the right opportunity for you. Or maybe they're going to give you the most difficult person and see how you deal with them, because I'm getting a couple things like it's going to challenge you, but you're also going to succeed. So be ready for the challenge. And it does seem like it'll come up sooner versus later. I feel like it will be this year. You said computers. Okay. So I saw something that had to do with technology. So I saw computers and production. So maybe that's production. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All right. You guys can go.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sometimes Don just be waiting, like, are you done yet? So I have to tell him I'm done, Don.
Don, do you want to take this one? You haven't really, yeah.
No, go ahead.
He's sitting back just enjoying it. He's like, I'm saving my
I'm
energy.
I'm the commentary.
Well, what I was going to say was that I see this is a definite yes. I see actual multiple stuff, and I actually see you in front of numerous amounts of people throughout all of next year. Very significant. And I do see that there's also, at least what Spirit's bringing to my attention, is there's a need for a work-life balance, because we start to succeed at one thing, we start to fail at another thing. And so there's a need for a work-life balance, though, because I see you getting to the point of depletion, like working, and you are seeing so much progress, and it's addictive. But at the same time, then, what's lacking in the background is your love life. It doesn't feel as great. And I don't know if you're currently in something, but if there is something right now, it doesn't feel that it's at fourth, or it's not even in the that it should be in. And it seems like it's rocky, but I see you missing things that you feel were at one time very important, but then are going to be in a different space next year, if that makes any sense. But,
the one thing else that I was getting, that I was kind of picking up on, is that I'm sensing that what I'm getting is there's going to be a project. You're going to be leading a project, but it's not this project that's coming, but another project. And that project is going to bring you to the attention of somebody else in your community or something, and it's going to be an AI type situation, and you're going to be drawn away from your employer. So don't be surprised if middle to end of next year that you're drawn away from your employer and into a new opportunity where you're going to come in as a lead, and but it's AI related, and so something dealing with AI in a way in which I don't know. I don't think you're programming. I don't get programming so much. I'm getting more of the hardware technology side, but there's something with AI. So don't be surprised if mid to late next year, a project that you're running at the beginning of the year brings attention to you, and you get an offer. If you get that offer, when you get the offer, take it, because it's going to be an amazing opportunity for you, and it's going to be a reward for the services that you've shown that you can do. That's the one thing that I was getting.
Yeah, that's what I got. Like she'll co-lead one, and then she'll get her chance, and she'll knock it right out the box.
Yep.
For the person who asked what I'm drinking, this is cranberry juice and water. It's not wine.
Putting it in the water.
If I did some wine, it'll be Andrew Dice Clay here, like this.
Hello, I'm Psychic Santa. She says Santa Don. It's Psychic Santa.
Psychic Santa.
Exactly. And then
You're welcome, Blue Ocean.
11 there in Gayton. So nice. Is it 11? Is it 11 here? I don't know. So it's 8 here, 8:11 here is already. Is it 8:11 already?
It's only 7:08 here.
How can it be? Oh, it depends on where you are, I guess. Yeah. So, okay. I'm used to just ending on the East Coast.
I'll start this question if you want.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I was too busy answering here.
Hello says, where am I going to be in 6 months? Well, honey, you won't be where you are right now. No, in reality here, I was going to say that I see that you are going to have significant changes, really huge, mass changes. I see love life is going to be different around October. So like this October, there's a shift in your energy, and it's starting to accumulate. I don't know if it has to do with the. I don't really follow retrograde or whatever. I just know we are in retrograde and we have a solar flare coming up on Friday. But anyways, so I guess maybe I know more than I. Okay. Anyways, but anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that October, I see that there's starting to build this shift, this transformational energy, and then by about November, December, you're shifting. And then as all this is happening, though, I see in and out energy around your connection, whatever connection that is. If it's predominant right at the moment, it's going to be in and out. If it's not predominant right at the moment, you're going to start talking to someone and it's going to get like in and out, like shaky. And then even your career, I see something changing about January with your career. And then from there, it's like, I think you're just kind of just, you're trying to figure out you're asking a lot of questions that I think that, I think that you need to sit on, like you need to spend more time going internal instead of going external, because your world is literally a representation of how you're feeling, and it's kind of chaotic, if I can put it so literal.
That is exactly what I saw. Like I saw someone in a room and there were wires everywhere, but I heard wires cross. Like everything in your life seems to pick up at once. Your relationship, your job, your family life, like everything seems to pick up at once, and it's an organized chaos. And so then what they show me is that you need to just have shelves. You need to have some way of organizing everything so it doesn't overwhelm you. So like the way that they showed it to me, if somebody came in and said, "Hey, where's the hammer?" you'd know what pile of mess or what pile of chaos it was in, and will be able to walk right over and get and get it. But the thing is, you can't really function at your peak when it's in such a chaotic state. So they're saying as all these things happen, because it seems like they're all going to happen like at one time. Like it's going to be like, wow, this happened and this happened and this happened. And I hear the word new job. So I'm not sure if you said that, Brittany, about a new job, but I do feel like there is a new job coming. I feel like the relationship is coming. I feel like there's a lot of things that are coming, but you need to get a little bit of more organization right now. Like if you're not a list person, maybe make a list so you're not always thinking, what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to get? I'm the person who thinks that they don't need to make a grocery list. And so when I go in there, I buy everything in the store because I should have made a grocery list. So what I'm saying is, for one, everything goes back to food. For two, make a list or organize yourself and make sure that you can keep everything in order as it starts to pick up, because it is going to pick up very fast. And then another thing they're showing me is if you don't, you're going to slip. Like they show me you slipping and falling because you're tripping over something that is important but that you weren't paying attention to, and in that way that means that you forgot something or you missed an opportunity because you fail on the job, or you fail to have a safe space is what they're saying, or a place where you can decompress. If everything is chaotic, it's going to be stuff all over the place. And if you can see my desk right now, okay, I'm glad you can't see my desk right now. Chaotic. So just get a little bit more organization is what they're saying, and be ready for the change that is coming. And that's it. That's all I got.
Super. Then who's next?
Keena. Lewis. You guys can go ahead. I've been reading Lewis as messages come in, so you guys can go ahead.
Don.
Lewis, the thing that came in instantly was get out of your head. Get out of your head. You are standing in your own way. You have so you are so you have this you're kind of your feet are in cement because you are in the old way of thinking of I've got to know where I'm going. I've got to know exactly where I'm going, how many steps, in what direction, what's going to get me there, and then once I get there, what's going to be there. And you got to get your head out of there, and you got to get your feet out of there, and just start moving. The where you're headed is not so as important as you're headed. You got to get moving. You got to get rolling. And it doesn't matter it doesn't matter initially. You need the inertia to get rolling. Once you get rolling, then say, okay, now where I'm headed with this. But the problem is I feel like you're stuck and you just can't even seem to get rolling because you're so entrenched in the old way of thinking in the sense of I've got to know, again, where I'm going, how many steps I'm taking, what time I'm going to get there, how it's going to be. And you need assurances. Forget the assurances. Put them aside. They're not necessary. Right now, the most important thing is that you just get moving. That's what I'm getting is you got to get moving. You have, again, you're just kind of entrenched and you got to get out of that. You got to shake yourself out of it. And the best way to do that is by doing it. And if it means a serious, just jump and do it, just do it. Just get moving. What do you get, Brittany?
I see instantly I see like an old wooden ship and I'm like I'm in control of this ship and I'm like I'm going along and the current is taking me along, but every so often it's like I feel like I'm like slipping on the like whatever the word is for the wheel steering thingy. Yeah.
Listen, the last time I had to tell a ship story, that's what I said, the thing that points you in your direction.
Yeah, so like I was trying to. This is not even how you hold it too. It's like it's held like this.
Her ship is a car.
But it feels. But I feel like I'm like the captain of my ship when I'm looking at the question. I'm looking at his energy and everything. I feel like I'm the captain of my ship. So I'm like I'm trying to trail along, and every so often the way the wave hits my ship, it kind of makes my ship do a jolt. And it's like pushing me in a different direction, and then I'm steering it back in that direction. And it's like this stubborn energy. And let's talk about the definition of insanity here. You know, like doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting an absolute different result. Like you're not going to get a different result if you're doing the same thing over and over again. And the way that you're holding that ship is not the correct way to hold the ship, because you're literally like going in a direction, and instead of just kind of going with these waves, and that's kind of the beauty and art of I'm acting for a minute like I know what I'm talking about like steering a ship, but there's a beauty and art with it, because in some ways you kind of have to go with the weather, with the wind, with when we're talking about sailing, we're going in that direction, and so there's a beauty with, like, in comparison, if I'm going to to our lives, there's a need for you to look at parts of your life where you are super attached to how the outcome's going to be, and then that's all you're holding to. And in reality, you can't stay attached to it, because in the end, the more that you're attached to it, the more that it's going to hurt you. And that's the beauty of life, is learning to go with the flow, knowing that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. And that these waves, these currents, these hurricanes that you experience, at the end of the day, you got to know that you are as strong as you can be, and you can handle it. And so that's the message I get there, is just kind of letting things go with the flow.
As Don was talking about the feet in cement, I got that you're creating it yourself. Like, you're creating the weight that you don't have to get. And then what did I get? The 9 of Swords. You are feeling like you're having sleepless nights. You're creating this in your head because, again, you want everything to be perfect. I have to meditate perfect. I have to hear perfect. I have to see perfect. I have to receive perfect. And what they're saying is you need some of that spirit that you had as a youth, where you would just go and do it. You wouldn't even think about it, you just do it. You need a little bit of that, and a little bit of and a lot of the discernment that you have now. You have it up here, but in here you haven't given yourself the grace to move forward. So I got the Ace of Cups. So to me, this is a fresh start on that feeling, on that emotion, and allowing you to release that emotion. For the full moon, I really think that you need to, on your list, put all the things that no longer serve me and be prepared for all those things to be released, because I don't think you know exactly what it is that you need to release. So just say all of the things that no longer serve me, so all of those things can go. Like, I wasn't going to pull cards, but they told me to pull cards, and they told me what cards to pull. So this was the first card, is that you're not allowing yourself that grace. You're not allowing yourself that self-love, and to understand that the past life that you live is insignificant to what is now ahead of you. If you're going to live in the past, then stay in the past. But if you can't change, you can't be in this changed mindset up here and then continue to look back and want to change the things back there. There's nothing you can change. What does Don always say? That's why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror. You need to see where you're going forward, and you're so afraid of the mistakes you made in the past that you won't move forward. Just do it. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. And as we said on the last live with me and Sherry, nobody's perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. There's always going to be something that pops up, something that happens, something that needs to change. So give yourself grace. I've told you that many times. Give yourself grace. That Nine of Swords, that's you keeping yourself up, wondering. And then the last card was a decision that you need to make, and it's related to money. You need to decide whether you're going to go or whether you're going to stay. The problem is they're showing me is that you're trying to take everybody with you when you go. I'm going to move forward, but I got to bring all these people. You cannot. Where you're going is for you. So you have to establish you before you can bring all of them forward. Because what happens is you all jump in this little boat, and then the boat sinks. And you think, oh, well, it wasn't the right opportunity, or I did it wrong. That's that ship that Brittany was talking about. On the boat that Brittany saw you on, you were alone. You did not have a whole bunch of people. You put all those people in the ship with you, it's going to sink. Give yourself grace. Give yourself an opportunity to get out there and at least officially know what you want, what you're looking for, and get used to the new person you are. Once you move forward in that life, you can look back and start bringing people with you, but you can't take everybody with you at once. You have to go ahead and move forward. And then that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, the most important thing from I think all this is that inertia. Get moving, and create the change once you get rolling. Because the problem is you're just stuck right now. And there's times where there's times where everybody you can take care of everybody. But there's a time where you got to take care of yourself. And I think you're way beyond that. The expiration date has passed. It's time for you to take.
I think it's also a little bit of guilt. I wasn't the person I wanted to be to the people I thought I should have been. And so now I need to make it up to everybody. But you have to establish you. You can't make up for all those times. Oh, I'll make it up to you. You can't move forward. They either accept you as you move forward or not. If people are going to keep bringing up who you were, then you drop those people and allow them to see you shine without them. Because what you don't need is somebody reminding you who you were when you're trying to be who you are now. So allow yourself the grace to move forward, but then also recognize that you can't take everybody with you, and you can't make up for the mistakes that you made in the past. Just move forward and make good on it forward. You can't be the dad that you wanted to be, the son that you want to be. Move forward with that. You can't make up for any of those things or fix any of those things from the past. Move forward. It's basically the.
And Tina had a really nice quote there. She said, "Give grace, but not at the expense of your own sanity." So I put own in there, but she said your sanity. So keep that in mind. That's a wonderful quote, I think.
He's so hard on himself. Like, he's very critical of himself, and he really just needs to know from this point forward, you are who, you said, this is the new you. Accept it and move forward.
Yep. Anything else, Brittany?
The other thing I was going to point out is anytime spirit shows me ocean of any kind, we're talking about deep emotions. And the fact that the boat was just going whoop, whoop, just like willy-nilly, and it was a big boat too, and it was all just wood. Like, there's so much about that that's significant. The wood, it like right down to the ocean. But I guess the thing that I would want to talk more about is the amount of guilt that that I see in despair. It goes really deep there. But at the same time, I feel that right at the moment, or in the next few weeks, even, you're going to see a significant, at least what Spirit's showing me is you're headed into calmer waters. But then what will occur is there's a hurricane brewing in the background, from what I see, and I feel that this energy is related to how you view your personal connection. So, you know, I mean, that's just, if I can just add that a little bit more. But there is a need, just like, you know, I mean, everyone's emphasized it here. It's you know, really, 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 really examine yourself and understand that there's no such thing as perfection. I've had debates for hours with all kinds of different spiritualists, like about whether or not, you know, perfection is actually something that we can achieve. And I feel that even that programming is just so ingrained in us that we want to be perfect, and that we want to, and then when we wrong someone, we can't let it go. And so how do you move forward? And that's what's driven me to these emotional mastery classes and beyond that, because I want to understand the emotions that hold us back. And so that's really just really take care of your boat and take care of your health at this point, so that the next hurricane then you're ready for.
Wait, you said take care of your boat, and I heard Father Abraham. Noah with the ark. What I need to take is a new Bible class.
Noah's Ark. No, I'm just gonna start naming off random
Father Abraham. Lord Kina, who next?
Don't forget, folks, hit that like button down below. And hit
Like,
that
share, subscribe.
Button, subscribe and follow. Absolutely. And we're going to take 1 second, though, and do a shameless plug, because Sickle Cell Anemia Awareness Month. So don't forget that Kina is, that's our girl, that is our ride and die when it comes to this thing. And remember, she's who puts her name out there. And in support of Kina and Sickle Cell Awareness, she has created a shirt, and her shirt is, and I'm trying to pull it up here so y'all can see it. This is, there we go. Pick them up. There we go. That's the front of the shirt. Because, and again, so we're wearing this all month. Wear every Friday, wear the red, again, in support of sickle cell anemia. And Kina made these shirts. These are her own creations. So if you're interested and would like a shirt, let her know. Kina, if you could type in your address again, your email, and your the website, whatever, they can come find it. On the back of the shirt, she has the year, and then she has the names of folks who bought the previous year. Next year, she'll have the names of people who bought this year, making out the numbers. So this is the way it's going to be every year. So that shows Kina some love if you'd like to, and support her in helping to make people aware of sickle cell anemia and what it does to people and families and lives, and again, show the attention and love to Kina for all her hard work. So that's the shameless plug. We love you, Kina.
On Fridays, we wear red in September. So even if you don't have a shirt, you can still wear a red shirt and take a selfie and spell it CELL for sickle cell selfie, and post yourself in the red shirt, and then you never know. Hopefully you'll be able to buy one maybe next year or later this year, but still post it. What we just want to see is a sea of red. We want everybody to see that sea of red every Friday, so people can say, hey, what's going on? And then you can see it's Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
Absolutely. And if you want to, we'd love to see those images. So you can upload them to Sonoran Mystic Tarot, my the Facebook page or whatever, and post them there. And I'll make sure that Kina sees them, and she knows that you guys are showing the love. So again, wear the red shirts.
And then you can hashtag Team Kina SCA. Post that, Kina, the hashtag, so they know. And so if you post that, then we can also see all the people who did it. Team Kina SCA, because Kina actually has sickle cell, and she has exceeded the life expectation for what most sickle cell individuals with sickle cell their life expectancy. So Team Kina SCA, and then post that and have your red
And we expect
on
her
Fridays.
to keep exceeding it year after year after year. There's no end in sight. Not for our
Alicia
team.
said she got her shirt.
I did too. I haven't done my unboxing because I'm going to undo it in the camera and do a video and then post the video of unboxing it and so forth. And if it doesn't fit quite right, you won't see that. I have put on a little extra weight, you know. So next in line is GP. And says, what's going on with my relationship, friends, coworkers, etc. Holy crap, GP, do you have that much mess in your life?
I got a message over the weekend when I first woke up. So I've already given her information. You can go ahead and start your reading.
Brittany, anything? GP is somebody who we read from time to time, and so you're fresh meat now, Brittany. So go for it.
Well, let me tell you. No, I'm just kidding.
Can we talk? Can we talk?
So, you know,
Put your thesaurus down. Just say it. She
Well.
is a regular, so she knows that we just give it like it is. Just snatch the Band-Aid off and say it.
She can handle it. Yeah, she's good. She can handle it.
Well, there's a lot of communication stuff, you know, like I'm thinking of my throat chakra and I'm seeing cobwebs around it right now at this moment, to be literal. And at this particular time, I feel that there's a lot of insecurity about the way that you are perceiving the connections around you, and that's with every single thing, every single person around you. And I feel that this insecurity is perceived by the people that are in your life as well. Being literal, like walk in a room, people know you're insecure, and that's what I immediately pick up on. And I think you know that too, but then at the same time, you're attracting the same kind of energy around you. So any relationships that you have, there's heavy levels of there's insecurity there, but there's also these miscommunications, and it's triggering your insecurity, it's triggering this person's insecurity. I was getting tons of insecurity, and there's just stuff that's not being said. But at the same time, I don't feel like there's like a ton of, I think it's also your perception, which your perception is valid because that's your reality. But at the same time, I feel that that's your perception of your reality, and that might not necessarily be exactly what other people are thinking of you. And I really strongly feel that there's a need for you to set more boundaries, because I feel like you do give a lot. But then at the same time, I feel that it's directly motivated by your level of insecurity that I see. Like I literally see, as soon as I say directly motivated, I see the throat chakra immediately, and then again the throat chakra and cobwebs, and it's like it's because you're not using your personal power, you're giving everything away. And so that's kind of just how I'm gonna, just gonna just call it, and then stop calling it. So that's what I have right now for you. You guys go.
They already said no, but anyway, while you were doing your reading, I was in the chat and it was a lot going on, but I got, were you just offered an opportunity to lead something or to do something at work and you said no? I got that you, I'm sorry, okay. So they're showing me that there was an opportunity for you to lead or for you to be a teacher because the Hierophant came up and you said no, or you thought it, or you didn't think that you were talented enough or you were ready to do it. I heard the love will come when you let go. You're holding on. So then I got the 6 of Pentacles. You're holding on to things that from the past. You're looking at past mistakes, or you're looking at things that happened in the past. You're very talented. You're very knowledgeable in your area of expertise, and you could be a lot far further ahead if you would just go ahead and let go and just be you, unapologetically you. If that's, I feel like you're very respectful, but you're also very knowledgeable. You're just not standing on the knowledge that you have. Go ahead. You should have taken whatever project or whatever opportunity. If it hasn't come yet, go ahead and take it. You are in that position where you're the teacher. You're not receiving the information. You're ready to disseminate the information. So go ahead and let people know, or go ahead and be the person that is giving the instruction, that is creating the curriculum, that is the doer. You are the facilitator. That's what you need to do, and stop allowing other people to tell you what to do or how to do it. So stand boldly in your knowledge and your experience. You have years of experience in your area. Stand boldly on that and lead. You are a leader. Like, I used to see you all the time going to different offices in different cities to be the person that would come in and train and do things. I no longer see that, because I feel like you were holding on, like, I have to be here for this person. I have to be here for that person. Right now, you are at a great time where the only person you have to worry about is you. Do what makes you happy. If that means you leave for 2 weeks, you leave for 2 months, you're out and about, go and enjoy yourself. I see you out enjoying different foods, different venues. Like, I see you in different places. You just have to let go. You definitely have to let go and just move forward. So whatever's holding you back, it's you. It's not the universe not giving you opportunities. They're there. You need to let go and just move, just go, just travel. Like, travel is a big thing. I see the world card. And for me, that's going from one world or one stage or one phase of your life to the new space. You're going from the old to the new. So take advantage of the new and move forward. That's all I got.
Super. Well, GM, hopefully that worked for you, or GP, hopefully that worked for you. And with that said, who is next in line, Kina?
So I'll go ahead and just do this. I saw that this question come in earlier, like at the beginning of everything, and I was wondering if I was going to get to answer that question. And Spirit immediately hit me with, when I first saw the question, Spirit immediately hit me with this, like, well, not soon enough. Like, was the immediate like comment that I got, not soon enough. But it's going to happen here. I see plans that you're trying to make that it not coming to fruition until within the next months, if that makes sense. So we'll be literally at that 6 month dot, or just after the 6 month dot. But I will say that there's a need for you to re-examine how you're approaching the situation, because I think there's some unrealistic expectations, and that's why it's not coming into fruition. And then that's why Spirit's immediately saying not soon enough. Well, not soon enough, because you've got to start getting on those plans. It's not something that you can wait on. And I feel that you are not looking in the right places. There's a lot more resources than I think you're aware of that are around you. And this is not something you need to do on your own. This is something that you can reach out to third party to get assistance on, and not third party like family, but there's other resources that are actually free for you to actually navigate and locate a place that will be financially more beneficial for you than what is being perceived at this moment. That's what I have.
The one thing that I got when I first saw it pop up, and I kind of was wondering, it seems to me is that the block and moving forward and moving to your own place, and I'm not exactly sure where you're from, Holly, but I'm getting there's a cultural block to you being a single woman in your own place. I think that there's I'm not sure you're from the U.S. because I'm getting this feeling of it's the cultural thing. And it's not quite where you are. it's kind of not quite still acceptable to be a single woman in a place by yourself without your family and so forth. And so I think that the hurdle so again, what I'm getting is the hurdle is partly you having to overcome the stigma of the society and what that means to you and how you deal with that. So I'm getting the conflict isn't so much you're in the U.S. For some reason I'm feeling there's a stigma to it, or there's some kind of attachment about you being again a single woman in a place, because I'm getting the feeling like that it's a hurdle for you psychologically. I'm getting it's more here than anything else. And you have got to overcome that. You've got to be able to see that, hey, I can do this. I can be a single woman in a place by myself, because I'm feeling the impediment is a psychological one, not a financial one, and not a structural one. I think it's based on what you're getting. It's based on what you put in your head. So that's what I'm getting. I think if you overcome that, you open up to that and say, you know what, I can do this, it'll be done.
I got okay. I may have the unpopular opinion. I get that I asked the pendulum. It's a financial situation, but I'm getting that you are going to have to like they're showing me a second job or another set of income or a better job. Like you're going to have to work harder, like kind of bear down and take on an extra and bring in some extra income so that you can afford it. You're trying to figure out based on the budget that you have now how it's going to happen. And no matter how many times you rearrange 15 cents, it's 15 cents. It's never going to be more than that. So you're either going to have to lower your standards on the place that you want, but with the rents rising as they are, the thing they're saying is you need to bring in more income. You need to have more money. So that's what the issue is. It's you needing to focus more in on bringing in more income, and they do show me you exhausted, like working hard, but that's what it's going to take in order for you to get out on your own. You have a lot of hurdles to overcome. You need to save money. It seems like you need to buy all new things for your apartment, and so you're thinking about all of those things at the same time, and those are also creating a little bit of fear in you too. So what they're saying is you need to focus on making more money, bringing in more money, whether that's one job that pays enough or two jobs that pays enough, but you just don't seem to have enough income coming in order to accomplish what you want. So I'm seeing that you're just going to have to work a little bit harder in order to accomplish that thing. And then it's going to be a slow build. Like maybe you'll get the apartment, but you won't get the furniture for a little while, and you won't have all the luxuries that you want. But if you really truly want out, you'll move in and sleep on a pallet on the floor, but it'll be your floor, your pallet, your house, the key that you put in your door. And they're giving me goosebumps on that. So there's a lot of emotional ties to that. Like you need to decide what you want to do, and that means move forward.
Can I just add something? What I'm getting with resources, I get that if you just look from a different perspective, this is something that you can actually achieve a lot sooner than the 6 months, 7 months threshold I'm getting. But it's a perspective thing, and I see that that you are trying, but then I also see that there's unrealistic expectations. So my suggestion, and this is coming from a standpoint of I've been in some crazy situations where I've had to make my stuff happen, and I've had to do it with no safety net in the process, and I've had to make it like ASAP. And I live alone, and I've made it work. And it's all contingent on how resourceful you really are. And so what I ended up coming across was a free realtor company that just wanted to give you listings of different apartment listings that are going to literally help you. And so they'll run your credit, they'll do everything for you, just because they want you to rent one of their apartments. And so that's the number one thing that I advocate for. In your area, there is some sort of source that you can reach out to that gives you those options. And it's not just first come first, like, oh, I have to take this one place, not out of desperateness. You're given like 50 different options, and then you get to go explore these different options, and they're stuff that's actually affordable. And that's what I have made it on, and I've been able to save off of these different courses like that. And so that in this department, I'm telling you, you've got to re-examine the way that you're looking at this whole situation, because you can do this right now. You can actually afford it right now, but you have to lower that expectation window that you have, that's unreasonable for the state that you're in at this moment.
And I would suggest
Or
to
get a
take
second job.
Yeah, and take a look at this again. Who are we reading again?
Holly Janelle.
Holly. Again, this is the affirmation that I tell people they should use. I believe in infinite abundance, and my needs are always met. Every morning, say it with conviction. Say it because you mean it. And when you tell this to the world enough, you'd be surprised how those affirmations return things back to you. So most importantly is if you set your mind to do something, speak it to the universe, say, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, and you'd be surprised. So again, win the war, but start here. That's what I'm saying.
All right, who's next?
Who's next?
It looks like Abigail, then Mystery. Oh, the names are going across the board. Abigail.
Yeah, but Abigail didn't give us a question yet. I don't know what's up with that. Is Abigail still here? Abigail, are you still here? If you are, this is your opportunity. If not, we're moving on. And the next one after Abigail is Mystery. Mystery, if you're still here, let us know. Mystery and then SJ in that order. Mystery, SJ after Abigail. Let us know if you all three are here. If you are not, we will move on. Hey, I went to New York City this weekend, by the way, and had such a great time. And it was the coolest. We did such great things. Had some food, had some fun, but most importantly, relaxed. So I came back ready for tonight. There we go.
I was looking at all the food they were posting, and it looked delicious. I was just like, oh my gosh.
It was. We went to a place called Danielle, a restaurant called Danielle on the Upper West Side, and they had a 7-course meal, and they brought the different courses, and they're like, oh, by the time it was over, you're thinking, this is not going to fill me. By the time you're done, oh yeah, it was done. I was filled. So SJ says she is here.
Well, let's go to S. Oh, Mystery says just a general. Is Mystery before SJ?
Let's see. It's Abigail. Yeah, Mystery and then SJ.
So Mystery says just general.
Okay. Mystery, have you no
Mystery,
direction?
you would want a general.
Maybe a little hint. Virgo, did you make the list? Yeah, you did. Okay, good. Virgo is also general. So Mystery.
When I said Mystery, what is it? When I asked Spirit what they wanted Mystery to know, they said you can run the show. You do have, like, tonight seems to be an overarching thing of people not having the confidence to believe that they can be out front, that they can lead, that they can do it. So this feels like another reading where it's saying you need to know that you can run the show, that you can do it. And that to me feels it's twofold in your career and in your home life. You can run the show. So I don't know if there's a separation looming or something like that, but I get that you need to know that you can run the show alone. You don't need someone to assist you. You are talented enough to move forward and get this done on your own. So that was the first message that I got, is that you can run the show. You need to step up in it. I get that are you sometimes cast as being aggressive or having a more your more masculine side seems to come forward more. So I like what they're saying is stand in that. If that's what you are, that's what you are. Like I said last time on the live with Sherry, I've been known to be, people have told me I look mean, I look intimidating, I look aggressive. All of those things are true. And if that's too much for you, then I'm just too much for you. Stand in who you are and allow yourself to be you unapologetically. Don't shrink down or make yourself less in order to make others feel happy. Be you. Stand out, stand forward, make decisions, do what's best for you in this situation. I think you said something about love in there too. I don't get any connection to love. Don or Brittany.
Excuse me? No. So hi. Look, I got like a
Is
immediate
that
like
pure vodka in your cup or is it really water?
it's really water. No, I got kind of like shy. Okay. Like as soon as I'm like your energy, because I'm just like, what's up? Hi, what's up? Like I feel like that's you, sort of, so to speak. And words are hard to put together. But I'm starting to see these pillars, like at least what I'm writing down is I saw pillars of grease. It was gorgeous. It just felt like the breeze hit my face, and I was just like, oh, it just feels so good. Like this is just I feel bliss, I feel peace, I feel happiness, and I feel like kind of like just being carried away in the wind. And I'm seeing like this woman that's like her like, you know how like in the older days the grease like garment like was flowing in the wind, and it's like this beautiful like gorgeous like breathtaking like goddess like woman that's just like there. And it just feels so blissful and peaceful. And then as I look off into the distance, I see hills, and it's just beautiful scenery. And so what my attention is drawn to when I'm seeing this whole scenario here is that I immediately was got love before you even put that in the thing, while Angie was talking, and what I got was, wow, there's like some sort of like it feels like a very blissful, like I'm being carried away, like romantic connection, but it starts out really shy. But then what I feel is that it feels as almost as quick as it was there, it was just like gone. And so it overwhelms me that like, oh my gosh, it's just gone. But then it feels like it's based on how willing I am to be vulnerable. And that's the strong message I get, is the vulnerability of being open to the communication. But not just that, it's so much more than that. It's being able to be in the moment and not try to put an expectation, and not try to be these pillars where it has to be this way and it's gonna be this way. It doesn't feel like it's something you can control. And love is so beautiful that you cannot control it. There's no there's love without expectation. And that's what I get with this scenery, this beautiful message here is about loving without expectation, regardless of what like the outcome to be. So and I say this in the setting of, I've been asked 100 times, oh, you're psychic, so when you go out, you know if it's going to fail. And yeah, there's times I feel that energy, but I'd rather go for the experience. I'd rather at least put be vulnerable in that moment and enjoy that moment, because it's beautiful, and that's what life is about. And so in this case, this particular situation pertains strictly to that, is even if you know that it might not work out quite the way that you want it to, why not just go for the experience and enjoy it, and not hold the pillars up that it has to be a specific way. Like it's got to be this way, and I'm not moving my pillar. Break the pillar, baby. Break the pillar and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride, because it's beautiful. And the energy is, whoever this person is, the attraction is just like ungodly. Beautiful, beautiful energy. But that's what I've got for you.
Don?
Ditto.
I did get that they're saying the right person will appreciate your initiative. Like where I said masculine energy, I got your initiative and your take charge spirit. Be who you are. Don't shrink back. So like she said, the shyness, just be who you are, and people will love you for that. I read this post that said, of course my girlfriend has to be like that. Who's going to tell the waiter that I don't like my order? Like, I can't do it. So you got to do it. You got to be the aggressive one. You got to be the outspoken one. It's okay to be that way. It's okay. So just know that it's okay to be whoever you are, and stand in that power. That's all I got.
Super. Well, next is actually Abigail popped up, and Abigail's question is specific: in property selling, This September, is it possible to close it? Thanks.
I got no for September, but late October. And I even did the pendulum. And when I did the pendulum, they said, no, we just told you no. And then when I said October, they said, yes, we just told you yes. So my people are being a little bit petty tonight, but that's okay. But they did say no for September, yes for late October. I feel like there's a couple things. Is there a couple things that you want to fix on the house or that you want to repair? So I feel like there's a couple things that you want to spruce up a little bit, maybe a fresh can of paint or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm getting that you can. It won't be September.
I'm thinking that what I was getting from the repairs is that she's going to have to give money back for repairs. When you sell the property, they're going to be asking money for repairs, and you're going to be giving some money back for repairs. Be prepared for that. You're not going to get full price, but you will sell. There's going to be a little bit of a glitch in the financing, which is not your problem because you're selling it. But be patient with that. That's a little glitch that's not on your part. It's not your problem, and it will be resolved. Which is probably that stumble that pushes it into October. Angie, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that we're getting. So don't be surprised. You're going to have to negotiate down. You're going to have to give a little bit on repairs, and ultimately, again, a slower process to close. So anything else to add there, Brittany?
So what I'm getting, I'm in full agreement with unanimously. This is our decisions that I'm in full agreement with what's being said. But I will also add in that your focus is heavily on this. There's some stuff that also needs to be focused on in your personal life, and especially emotionally. I think you're extremely depleted. Actually, I don't think I could bet my life on this, which I probably shouldn't bet my life on that. That's really cocky, but I see a strong depletion here with your energy. And that's kind of like looming in the background, which will lead you to some more health problems in the next couple of months if you're not taking time to let yourself have breathing room, because I think you're a little bit stressed out about what's going to happen. And that focus is completely and utterly not good, because that focus is taking off balance.
But overall, yes, you will sell the house eventually. Who's next, Kena?
SJ.
So SJ, I read your question. I was like, dang, don't sound so happy about it. I guess I would like to know, since you asked. So, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, but just in the way that you worded the question, I feel like you're sabotaging the new love with the old, because you said, because I cut the old off. Like, you can't even concentrate on the new without bringing up the other. We didn't even need to know about the old love. If you just wanted to know about the new love, then that's what you should have said. But the fact that you brought up the old love, to me, means that you haven't let go, and you're still bringing that into your new love. So you're sabotaging it before it even gets going very well. I feel like if this person burps, you remember when the first time that person burped and got on your nerves. So I feel like you're doing this. You're comparing this person to that person. You're going tit for tat, and you're going to find your breaking point. And where do they annoy me so much that I need to let this go? So you're sabotaging the new love by comparing it to the old love, or by not letting go the old love. Like you said, cut it off. Again, I don't feel like we needed to know anything about the old love as far as what's happening in relation to your new love. So that's what I got on the love situation. General, you seem to be very hurt. So even your general, when I ask about your general, seems to be because you were hurt by the old relationship, and so everything is in the eye of the old relationship, or the feelings or emotions that you're holding on to. It's about to be a full moon on Friday, when you need to just go ahead and tell the universe, write it down, put it on a piece of paper, burn it, whatever you need to do. Let them know that you want to let go of all the things that no longer serve you. Or you can specifically say the ties to this past relationship. So I'm thinking that you need to, deal with those deep inner feelings so that you can move forward and not sabotage the new relationship. And so, because everything I'm getting is emotion, 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 and it's heavy, it's dark, and the waters, it's not that the waters are murky, it's just that it's dark because you're still sitting in the sadness or in the hurt of the old relationship. So once you let it go, you can move forward and you can be lighter, and it'll let the light in. It's like you put a rock in front of the cave and no light can get in. And that's what I got, Miss Brittany.
Finally, stop. I was kidding.
That's all I can hear is Brittany, bitch. I know
man.
you hate it, but that's what I keep hearing.
I've been fighting it my whole life, you know.
It's
Yeah. My name is not spelled that way.
Tell it your way.
So in all seriousness, SJ, I got and I wrote down, because like I will literally write down and color everything I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling. And so immediately what I got was flavor of the month, and like looking and I got this sensation and this image in my head, like Spirit showed me you looking behind at the stuff in the past, like, and not just the love, but there's other stuff that you look behind as you're supposed to be trying to move forward. And it's like, and especially this is significant when something goes wrong, this immediate kind of whoop, well, maybe I shouldn't have did this, maybe I shouldn't have left this, maybe I should have did this differently. And then there's just like a re-examining over and over again. And then and so as far as like the new love energy, it's like, well, what do you really want? Because like I feel like it's just like you're kind of going around to different like connections, and it just feels like just very shallow, to be really honest. It doesn't feel in depth, and I feel like you're searching for something that you know is within you, and it's like you're searching for all kinds of stuff externally. It's not fair to the other people, and not to mention, if I could be literal too, the people that you're attracting are doing the same thing. So technically it's not fair to you and it's not fair to them. But in reality here, there's a need to stop and have this time to let your emotions, like be present with you. And I don't think that you're in that state of mind. And then as far as a general, you're asking for a general, let's be honest here. Like, all I see is that you're like, you surround yourself with love. So like, what, do you have anything else that's exciting in your life besides love? Because like, like, and I'm not trying to come down really hard on you, but it's like what hobbies do you have? What is your excitement? Because your excitement can't just be all based on love, because love is going to come and go. That's a part of life. And yes, some of us are searching for that person that they can be with for a long time, but that requires a lot of emotional intelligence and maturity. And that's not where you are, and that's not where the people that you're attracting are. So why put yourself through that over and over and over again, when in reality you're just depleting yourself, and you're making the point of the beautiful stuff that you can do in your life, and even hobbies more so, like focusing on what is going to actually benefit you and be good and stable for the long run here.
Yeah, that's all I got. I didn't get anything like it all was tied to emotion.
Right.
So that's all I was getting. Hi, Terry T. That's all. I was just reading his comment. Hi, Terry. Terry T is a regular. He is a hoot, and I love him.
Hi, Terry T. And Brittany.
Oh, Brittany is our guest for today. Don is here too. He's just off letting Paco in, the dog, and so he'll be back. But Keena, we're done with SJ, so you can. Who's next? Terry T, I got a bit of excitement and giddiness when you came in. Like, I feel like things are picking up for you. I'll email you, but go ahead.
Everybody asking for a general reading when you know they already have an actual question in mind, and they're just not saying the question that they want to say.
And this is why I say, if you say general, I assume that there's no area of your life that you want to know, because your life is perfect. And you're just on here like, well, I mean, if you're going to do it free, I'm just going to ask a general question. I think if you really had some area of concern, you'd ask that question. Don't be afraid. I mean, or you're thinking, let's see if they pick up on it. Because I can remember doing that, or going to somebody and being like, oh no, I'm not gonna, let's see if they pick it up, if it's that important. What happens is when I go to spirit, I say, what's for their greatest and highest good? And what's for your greatest and highest good may not be the question that you had. So you said
So,
general, I'm gonna give you a general.
real quick, I was going to comment because Holly made a comment. And that's the energy, Holly, that I was picking up on, and I didn't want to, because we're in a public forum here, I didn't want to disclose that information. But what I can tell you is what I was hinting towards, what I was specifically saying when I was reading you was there are a ton of resources in your area that can help you in these situations. It's not something you have to do on your own, but you do have to take those steps forward. That's not something that anyone can do for you. And as much as we love you as our fellow human being, and our sister, we do want you to know that you also have to make the choice to do this. And there are so many resources.
And that's what I was going to say.
And I need to emphasize here is a lot of times the resources that are given to us, especially with the National Domestic Violence Hotline. I am actually an advocate in Phoenix. This is something that's very difficult because a lot of shelters get overwhelmed, and so then they'll send you to another place, and that place is over. So then all you're doing is making phone calls that are not helping you. There are so many other resources besides that. You just have to keep at that. And this is where I said, how resourceful are you really? And that's
but I also get that she's under the microscope, like everything she does is being watched, so it's hard to do anything. And that's why I feel like the second job was the escape. You're away because you're working a lot. And so I feel like that's why I got that you have to do it alone, but you're going to have to really batten down and work hard at getting out of this situation. It is a tough, difficult situation, but I do get that she's under the microscope all the time, so it's hard to make any moves. So she's either going to have to get out of that situation and then try to move forward, or she's going to have to. And you know what? Now that I think about it, if you're under that situation, getting a second job may not help because that money may not be totally yours to utilize on your own. So it may be best for you to get out of the situation and then move forward. If you're in Phoenix, I do know several. I used to work for a place, so I guess you can email one of the. You can email us or email me, and then I can give you resources, I can also get them from Brittany and give you resources. But I don't know if you're in Phoenix or not, or in Arizona.
I need to be very clear here. The domestic violence resources that are available, they are designed in a way to prevent anything from being detected. Even the way that they call you, and I'm saying this is coming from a woman to woman here. I've been in it multiple times. I've had to get myself out, and now as an advocate who does these speeches and different things, I'm very aware of the systems, and there are a lot of options no matter where you live.
They'll even relocate you out of the area, out of the area of where you are. A lot of times, like there's options that'll get you out of your state or out of where you are. So you have to decide: are you really ready to disconnect? Because once they do, it's under it's under secrecy. Like they really move you in silence, and you can't just be ready for all of the changes.
When I lived in Houston, I worked with an organization, and that actually was a domestic violence center for women. And the women and children would, again, work in clandestine ways with this organization. And as soon as they had a space for them, they'd say, jump. And then these people would come and they would disappear, and the spouses couldn't find them. They were not there. Most people didn't know that place existed or who was there. And the same thing here in Phoenix. When I was on the board of the Maricopa Integrated Health System, we had that same work because we had some people coming in, and with Maricopa Health, we also have shelters that are very protected, and information is anyway, so they protected information, so you can't be found out. So again, reach out to them, work with them if you can. And you'll be surprised. Believe me, you're not the only woman who's had to be extricated from a situation in a very quick and quiet manner. So have a little faith in these people. They're good at what they do.
At Peace and Water, you asking a lot of questions. It's like that's a bit much.
Yes, Samantha says confidential. Absolutely, it's very confidential. And believe me, it's interesting when we work with these people through the county. Even we as people, even we as directors, because there was each of us for 1/5 of the county, and it's a massive county. And even we weren't allowed to come into the shelter. And I mean, we're the ones that write the board that ran the checks. But we were not.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. No, you have to get lots of clearance in order to come into those facilities, and nobody can even call and be like, "I want to leave a message for blah blah blah." Blah 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 does not exist.
No.
But what I will say really quickly, just on that topic, this is a very obviously very heavy emotional situation, and this boils down to what you want. What do you want here? Because you have to take the step forward. No one can take that step forward for you. And that it does boil down to how ready are you? And even if it feels, I remember the first steps I took where I was like, oh my God, like I'm doing the right thing. Is this right for me? Is this really what I want to do? And then it didn't matter how bad of a situation it was. I still questioned it. And so you gotta be ready to do that. And when you're ready, you have resources. They're there. I see it psychically. I even see it. I see it within the next 6 months, you making this choice, and you're gonna be okay. No matter what, you are gonna be okay.
But you have to be ready to go, like Don said, because when they say they have a space, you have to be ready. And sometimes that means leaving everything. Like you can't even just whatever your essentials are, your phone, if that's all it is, and your identification, and go.
Yep. And the best part is these places also have some counseling services, because the one thing you will need as a victim, and I hate to say victim, as someone who's been abused, not a victim, because we don't do the victim status thing.
Survivor.
Exactly. Somebody who has had to deal with this. When you have done this for such a period of time, part of you has altered in your mind the sense that maybe you felt that you earned it or you deserved it or whatever, and you have to. They help you to understand that you didn't deserve shit. This did not happen because of this, that, or the other. This happened because of the person who is abusing. And so they're great with helping you counsel. They're great with giving you counsel to help you understand and walk your way through it and to get this healthy again, because this is also important. And a lot of times, the longer you're in that situation, the more you, again, even when you want to get out, you kind of initially say, maybe I need that again. And you're like, no. So again, it's amazing what they do. And
it's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, and they don't charge. So you don't have to worry about the money. It's not usually most no charge.
Well, and I was going to say, on my side of things, what I thought was insane was I was several different shelters, and I could find a place, and on top of it, I still owned a business at the time, and so it was like giving up everything didn't feel like a thing that I could do. And so what ended up happening was I ended up using my network of friends, and then from there I immediately found an apartment that was completely free. I changed my phone number. I did everything in line with what was told to me by the shelter. And then I took an extra step, because there's a whole line of resources that they make available to you, like government grant stuff that you can then get regardless of the status of that situation, because you're coming forward and they're so about, your safety at that point. And then I ended up in a government granted therapy, place where I was able to get DBT therapy, crisis therapy, and trauma therapy 3 times a week for 1.5 years, and it was free. And I don't
get that there's children in this situation. Do you guys get that?
No,
I don't necessarily feel that, but I feel there's a reluctancy because, number one, she's comfortable in this situation. As horrible as that sounds, that this is something we don't talk about.
Familiar.
Yeah, like you're comfortable, but then at the same time you're scared don't know anything different at the moment. You can't remember anything different because your body is on overload and overdrive. And so then at that point, then, you know, this is just a repeating cycle. And then in your head, there's almost this delusion of, I can make this better. If I can just make this better, I can just somehow, it's not as bad as I think it is. And, you know, to the outside world, they're like, holy shit, you're going through that. And it's like, in reality, it's difficult to get to that process, that thought process where I can move in that direction. And even then you're still questioning it the whole time. And then it's difficult to want to heal. And you've got to want to heal so much more than you want. And that's what the point that I got is, I loved that person I was with, but at the same time, I desperately wanted myself to heal more. And because of that, that drove me to make healthy choices, me actively choosing, okay, I'm going to choose this instead. I'm going to put myself in therapy. I'm going to remove myself from this friend now. I'm going to remove myself from this. I'm going to do this. And it all started when I walked away. I had to walk away and take those steps. And the police, they weren't going to take it serious if I didn't take it serious. I literally remember filing a police report on the incident. It was bad. And a police officer looking at me, and he was like, so what do you want to do about this? You just want to go stay somewhere else for a couple of days and then come back? And I remember looking like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, I want to press charges. How do I file a protection order? What do I do next? What's my next step? And I remember the moment that I said that, then it was, okay, now we're ready to help you move forward. Do you need help? You know, how long do you need us here so you can move out your stuff? What days are you like? There all of a sudden, everyone around me started taking it serious because I took it serious. I was upset. I was done. And even then, I still went to my, you know, friend's house afterwards and cried for hours. And then even after that, for years later, like in the therapy that I was in, my job was excelling. I had this massive, awesome business, and I'd come right home alone, lay on the floor and sob my eyes out, and go to the bathtub, sob my eyes out, because I had so much to work through. And that it's a process, and that's not to scare you. That's not to overwhelm you. And I hope that none of this scares you, because in the end, what is more scary is spending your that could end your life. And that's where you need these steps that will actually bring you a more vibrant life, and you're going to do it. You have so much ancestors around you right now that want you out of this situation, and they see what you're going through, and they don't want you to be bitter at all. So that's what I got for you.
Holly, don't stop there. If you don't get help from that number, get on your phone, do a Google search, and find local support. Believe me, it's there. I can tell you it's there. And it's interesting because, again, when we read this, remember earlier when you started reading about moving, and I was telling you it's the block, it starts here. This all makes so much more sense now, because it was like, again, it starts here, and that's the situation. But Holly, I'll tell you one more thing, is I remember years ago representing a client who we went into the court to get a protective order. And it was fascinating because the protective order, at that time, women were not given quite the attention they are now. I mean, a lot of times it's like the women had to fight just to prove the fact that they're being abused. But we had taken pictures and we did all sorts of stuff. And this was a strong, independent woman that I knew very well. And I was shocked to find out that she had been abused and was being abused. But she had finally come to that moment. And when she called me, she says, I want this, I need this, can you get me out of here? I got right online, we got stuff. And then, and as an attorney, we filed a motion with the court. The court gave us the protection order, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm telling you is that the good thing is the courts have come a long way. Women have come a long way in helping the courts to understand their situation. But it starts here, Holly. And again, if you want to find the help, you will find it because it's there. The question is, if you call one number and say, that's it, I give up, you've got to get beyond that. You've got to reach out to more. Believe me, the resources are abundant. And if you're ready and willing and able, you'll find them and you'll get moving. But this is going to be on your own time and when you're ready.
And that's what I was going to say. We're not going to give you a pity party. We will give you resources. We will give you options. But what we're not going to do is sit here and pity and be like, oh, it's a horrible situation. We do know it's a horrible situation, but you also have to take the steps to get out of it. Like you took the steps to get into it, you have to take the steps to get out of it. So when you're done and you're ready to go, you'll be ready to go. You know what they're showing me now? Tina Turner, when she was ready to go, when she was done getting it, when she was done, she was done. She fought back and she left. And I'm not saying you need to fight back in that way physically, but I'm saying when you're ready to go here, you'll go. You'll do whatever you have to do. You'll call that number 400 times a day if that's what you need to do. You'll call 911 and you'll ask them for information. You'll do whatever you need to do in order to get the information. When you're desperate and you're ready to go, that's your control. I'm not sure if you thought that you were going to come on here and we were going to tell you that there was going to be a magical fairy that was going to come in tonight and lift you up out and take you away. No, what we're giving you is solid resources that we know that are available. So you're either going to keep calling that number until you get something. You're going to call a local police department and ask them for some assistance, but you're going to have to do it. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, I can't, there's nothing I can do. There's a lot of things you can do. So you can move forward. We won't give you a pity party, but we will give you the support you need. So if you want the support, we're here for you, but we're not going to join in a pity party for you.
Just real quick, if I can just make one last, like if I can leave you with any other question, what's it going to take, Holly? What's it going to take for you to leave? I remember sitting there and it took a 2x4 to finally get to the point where I'm done. And that was not the worst. And I say that is the type of reality that you're living in. And whether that's just emotional abuse or it only happened a few times or it is on that kind of level, what's it going to take for you? Because in the end here, the fact that you're here, there's so much about that tells me that you're still on the fence about this situation. And if you've called, then try the different websites. There
are a ton of resources in here. There's so many resources in the chat that they've listed for you. I hope that you're at least reading the chat and getting some of the information. There's apps that'll hide what it is. It looks like a news app. There's another 24-hour number they've given you. There's so many resources in here. So look at all the resources that they're giving you in the chat. Copy some of those down and call some of those numbers. It's a continuous thing. You have to do it. You have to decide you're ready to go. And when you're ready to go, it won't be anything in the world that'll stop you from going.
And not to take away from anything so far that we've said, because it's important, but this is one thing I would tell you. Look at that list. Look at the people in the chat. This is what this is about. When we come online, we try to help people, and we have a community. This is a community, an online community. And when you needed help out there, the online community came to your rescue. Look at all these people giving you some wonderful advice. They're giving you direction. They're helping. I mean, this is what it's all about. How is that? And I think everybody, Jill and who was the other one? And Corinne, Samantha and Vicky. You guys are wonderful. I mean, these people, they don't even know you, but they know you because they may have been in your shoes, or they know you're their sister, not your biological sister, but you are their sister. This is what it's all about. How wonderful. Thank you all for joining in and helping. And also for you, Brittany, to share your experience. I know it's not easy, and sometimes it's kind of like we protect ourselves and don't want to go back there. But it's wonderful that you would share your experience to let this woman know that you've been in her shoes and you understand it. So that is such a wonderful thing. I just take this opportunity. You came here for a reason. That was your first step. So keep moving forward. Don't go back. Keep moving forward and find a way to make that exit. You started the process because you came here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have came here. That's a good thing. With that said, let's move on, and we wish you so well. Keep checking in. Let us know how things are going, okay? Next in line, Tina, is who? Drum roll, please. Oh, it's JS, or no, is it? Who was it?
Samantha.
SP or something? Who was it? I forget. So
she posted it, Samantha Madigan.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's get off the heaviness.
Yeah, do we do it?
Woo, let me Reiki that. Let me put some Reiki here. Let's just get some. Just put that. Let's get the. Whew, okay, Samantha, we're gonna make some laughs happen at this point.
Absolutely. Gotta raise the energy and connect the spirit again. We'll do an old.
I immediately got like an obstacle course, but you are powering through the obstacle course. Like I see you, because at first I wanted to ask, were you planning on doing a race? But now that I see it, it looks like an obstacle course, and you are powering through every obstacle that's put in your way. You're seeming overcoming it. Like they're showing me a wall, you're using the rope to climb the wall. You're over the wall. You got to go through the mud up under the little whatever that is, and you seem to be going through the obstacles fast, 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 but you're tiring because you're working so hard and you're wanting to know when will this be done. I immediately heard the word soon, but I heard 6 to 8 weeks you'll get a breakthrough. I feel like there is going to be, I heard 6 to 8 weeks, and so I was just asking if it was a new job, and I got a no. But you're going to get a breakthrough that is going to change everything in your life. So all these obstacles that you're going through are strengthening you, but you're tired and you're ready to move on. So you guys can go ahead while I work through what they're giving me about her. Like what is this 6 to 8 weeks gonna go? So you guys can go ahead.
So what I have, I saw something similar, Angie, to what you saw, but I saw it as a paintball course, like, you know, like, but it was like these cute, like, and I tried to draw it, so like, I don't. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. Like I tried to draw the like I tried, but it felt like, but it was like these cute little cubes, but they were huge. Well, okay, so they're not little, but they're like these huge cubes, and I'm like going whoop, whoop, like in between. I've got my paintball, and I'm like going, and then on some of it, I'm so disoriented that I'm like almost spraying myself because I'm too close to the obstacle, and then I'm like tripping over stuff, but then the paint is splattering everywhere. And so while I'm seeing this, and it's a sunny day, there's no like weather going on, there's people, but I can't see the people. So because I'm so disoriented with trying to like, you know, like kind of dodge in between stuff and obviously dodge other paintball shots towards me. But I feel this messiness with the way that things are happening. They're getting done. They're being accomplished, but at the same time, there's this like mess about it. So it's overwhelming and it's frustrating me because I want to move in a direction that's gonna be less messy, and I want to get out of the paintball course because I don't know if I really want to be there. And so I feel what's happening is these next, I do get specifically 8 months. It feels like where there's just this kind of like this energy of chaos. At least now, that's what I'm reading the energy as. This could change because you're getting, you know. So I hope that you change that, because I see there's like kind of a fluctuation in what you're trying to create, and I see a new perspective coming into where you're probably going to actually be changing jobs. Like I would actually go out to say by the end of next year, you're going to have a different job, because things are just a little bit too chaotic and my body is weak. And think about it, paintballs in particular. I don't know if you guys here have actually been paintball shooting. I have not, but bodies.
I don't like people shooting at me. No, thank you.
Well, I've gotten to see the bodies of people who get paintball shooting, and they've got bruises from the paintballs, and it's, and I've never personally wanted to go paint. Well, okay, part of me did, and then the other part of me was just like, that looks really painful, and I'd rather avoid that. I could do that with other things, like, So, but the point is that's wearing and tearing on the body, and all that kind of energy, and it's too much. And so, with that being said, again, the overall message is that think about what your target is. Think about what the goal is here. What are you trying to achieve? Is that more money? Is that a different career? Whatever the case is, you need to sit with that, and you need to move precisely in that direction. If it is a new job, then create that reality for yourself, because right now it's just chaos. And it doesn't have to. I think the angle that you're looking at this from, you're looking narrow at this, because there's more that you can do. You don't have to get 5 jobs to make this happen, to make them like your reality, the actual reality. There's another angle that you can look at, but you just have to set the goal and move in that direction.
Is your issue fertility? Because I get that you're trying to get pregnant. When you kept saying paintball shots being hard on the body, I got them as fertility shots. And that's what the Like you were seeing them as like every time you would say getting shot with the paintballs is painful, I was getting fertility shots, like actual
I got
needles going in.
I get specifically
She said
emotion.
no.
Like I get emotions with paintball. Like to me again. So again, like how I read everything emotional, and so for me, the ball is a representation of emotional. Like this, we're talking emotions here that are chaotic, it just feels like I'm hit every which way I try to move in a direction. I don't know if that makes sense.
What I was picking up on in that same vein when she first popped on is I feel like she's had a terrible year. And Samantha, let us know if it has. It has been a really rough year. I'm also sensing that a few months ago, it was like it was capped off with COVID, and I'm getting the feeling like you had COVID recently, and that COVID is coming back to you, and from time to time, and it just wears you down. You're feeling worn down and beaten. But it's interesting because I felt like in July, around mid to late July, there was a change, a psychological change, a feeling like no more. It's interesting. I felt like you felt like you're no longer going to let life take control of you. You're going to take control of your life. And I think it was a celebration. There was a celebration again. Again, she was so into her. She was. I just get the feeling that something happened in mid-July, and it's a celebration. So it's like a birthday or something like that. And that birthday made you think. So I don't know if it was your birthday or your daughter. It's a daughter. You have a daughter. It's your daughter's birthday. Your daughter's birthday, and it made you reflect and say, you know what? I've got to start changing this. I've got to take control of my situation. So I'm getting the sense that again, the first part of the year, this whole year was a mess, and you've been fighting it, but you're finally flipping it. You said, I did have COVID. Yes, I've changed my life. I've changed myself, my daughters. Okay, yeah, because and it was. Did she have a birthday in like July? Because I'm getting the birthday was again that really pivotal point for you to kind of make you stop and think for your own life, thinking you've got to start moving it forward. So I think the change of mind is important, and you have to continue with that because you got to get out of your own grief. You got to get in your head. You got to get out of your own head and get out of your own way and keep moving forward. So that's it. And Samantha, so July 15th is your daughter's birthday. Is that what you're saying? July 15th, your daughter's birthday. So that's the celebration I was talking about. Okay, good. So
the whole time they were reading, I was asking spirits, somebody in your energy is trying to get pregnant. So if it's not you, is your daughter going through fertility issues and she's trying to get pregnant? Because I get a strong desire to try to get pregnant and there's a fertility issue. I don't get, like, I keep asking over and over and over. So is it somebody in your energy or somebody close to you that is having fertility issues? Because that's all I get. I don't get any other information, is that somebody's trying to get pregnant and that they will be pregnant. Then I don't know who it is then. Maybe it's somebody else in the chat, but somebody is having fertility issues. And so I'm sorry, Samantha, I'm not getting any information on you then at all. But you got a thorough reading from Don and Brittany.
Well, with that said, Samantha, it sounds like, again, the most important thing is you got to set your sights. You got to start moving forward, and you are the change agent. So let yourself be that change agent and move forward. So that's good. Next in line is Katrina P. Katrina P, do you have a question? I'm sure Tina has maybe something there.
I thought it was something about her apartment or something. Oh, love.
She was a love reading, Angie. She wrote that just for you.
Wow, 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 wow. Check.
I can say, bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Wow, wow, wow. I feel like Angie needs to go first. Her face says everything.
I'm getting flat like nothing. It's just a black screen. I'm not getting anything on love. So I don't know if that means that you're not ready for it or you're not open to it, but I literally get a black wall and nothing. I don't get any energy in any way. I don't get any gushy feelings. I don't even get any feelings that like there's anybody on the horizon. So I don't get anything regarding love.
Is that because, well, I was going to say, is that because the lights are out? Yeah.
No, well, then she's doing it along.
What?
Um,
Clutch the pearl. Shade.
well,
Oh,
I can try to read and see when we can get you something, but I don't know when it's going to happen. Because, like, right now, I don't
Amazon
think.
can have it to you in 48 hours. So I've been told. I don't know.
but if you're in Texas, you're going to only have 6.
I feel that you're on a self-love cycle right now. So anything that comes into your bubble, it's
Into her what?
like, oh, yeah, making me blush here. No, so
NC-17 in the chat.
Anything that comes into your bubble, like your world, your auric field. I'm trying to not make this weird. Okay, anything that comes into your energy field. Okay, it's gonna be a smack to your face to get you back into self-love. Okay, so anything, like any connections that come in, and I don't see a lot, but if there is something, and I say if there is, because it depends on if you get out, if you don't get out, and I say because I see a scenario where if you did get out, there is something there, but that thing is shallow. It's very, 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 very shallow, but it would still be a bound chicka baka waka waka experience for you, but it won't be something that's like great. Okay, it'll be like, oh yeah, I got that. See, I'm back in the love department, but then it's immediately gone and ripped out from you. I see what's happening next year for you is you start taking your self-love more seriously. You start and self-love, think about it. You can't just snap your fingers and be in self-love. We're talking like baby steps up these stairs, and the stairs are your self-care. Okay, the daily self-care that you do that brings you into more self-love and honoring your feelings and your emotions and understanding that you are representing your reality. So the moment that you go out and you interact with someone, that person is either going to be repelled from you or attracted to you. And that will be contingent on how you view yourself, how much self-love you have already. And your cup is like, okay, like it's not filled. And what you want is that overflowing. Because if it's overflowing, then you're going to find somebody that's also overflowing. And that love will be mutual. It will be very, very, very emotionally beneficial for you both. Right now, you're getting to that depleted state, and that's not fair to you. So is more so care about the type of actions you're going to have, because that's ultimately what you're asking here is you want love. Well, what kind of love do you want? You want shallow? Because that's what you got right at the moment, and you deserve way more than that. Way more than that.
See, I was about to say something mean. I almost choked to death. Go ahead, Don. My chakra just throat punched me. I'm good.
Yeah. The other thing that came to my mind is...
It was Jesus. Wait, I'm sorry.
The only thing I can say is, if it's shallow love, no wonder it's not satisfactory. I mean...
Listen, she said, what kind of love you want? I said, wet. With big hands.
Oh, Lord. I just was like, when you talk about it, I was like... No.
She needs the Amazon 2000.
Yeah.
No. Lord help me.
Brittany, you left so many opportunities there. And I was ready to write them down. Self-love, shallow. I was like, okay. So...
I'm not living right, Kina, because I almost choked to death twice. Brittany said, Jesus. I said my throat chakra punched me. She said, Jesus punched you in the throat.
That's one of those Jesus take the wheel moments. He's like, no, you ain't going
He took the wheel and punched me in the throat. Like, shut up, don't say it. Okay. All right, what was I going to say? Okay. Woo, praise him. Okay, what was I going to say? Okay, so...
Can we talk?
The problem is, I think if I'm correct, Brittany lives in a there's multiple family units in the house, or multiple generations of family. I hear there's too much going on in the background for you to find love and connect on a one-on-one basis. You have too much obligation to your family and to other people in order, and that's why you're not finding love. You need to let go of some of those obligations so that you can move forward. Like, I remember, no, I won't tell the story. Um, I don't know that you would want to bring, like, would you be able to have intimate moments or have those one-on-one moments with this person in the environment that you're in? So I'm feeling like you need that break from the family in order to have that time, because there's too much opinion, too much, I would do this, I would do that. And so you just kind of need that break from the family. Like, you really need that fresh start. And so I'm getting that you need to isolate literally from where you are, like get out on your own, and then love will come. It's just too much background noise. It's too much going on in your life for love to truly find you and you become. I feel like there would be other people coming in. And I don't know that if, like you say, like you brought this person into the household, other people would also be attracted and try to pursue. I don't know if that's the kind of situation it is, but that's the kind of tone I'm getting, where like you wouldn't feel safe leaving your individual at home or leaving your individual while you're out. Like, when I leave, everybody got to leave. Can't nobody stay home with, you know what I'm saying? Never mind. What all I'm trying to say is you need to be in a more isolated situation. There's too many generations or too much going on in the household for you to find love and be dedicated to it.
Does that include self-love?
Yes. Her obligation is to her family. She's very obligated to her family above herself. Like, she's giving too much to them and not enough to herself. But, and yeah, she has no private time to give herself self-love.
All righty then. Katrina, hopefully that registered with you. Hopefully that resonated with you. And with that said, let's move on, unless anybody else has anything else to add before we move on. So let's go with next is, who is next? Beverly. Oh, Beverly, yes, General. Beverly modified that when she said her question is, will they solve the matter of identity theft going on right now soon? In other words, she's dealing with an identity theft issue, and she wants to know if that will be resolved soon. Anyone?
So I get instantly that this is a long road, and that road looks intense, and it feels like 6 months out. And that's not something that I want to say to, because I immediately am met with this resistance of that's not what you want to hear. But what it feels like at this moment is 6 months out. Now, could that change because someone decides to put more energy into fixing this? And then, yeah, but at the same time, what I will absolutely say is that what the current energy is like is that there just is not there's just not a way forward, and there's a need for you to release that control, because I think you're trying to control what is not something you can control. And so there's a need to get to this place where you're in almost a self-acceptance of where you are, because there's good things around you, even despite all of this negativity, because this feels very heavy and it feels very stressful. It will be worked out, just not in your time frame that you're wanting it worked out in.
I kind of got that when I initially heard, will it be taken care of soon? I gotta know, like, it's going to be, it's going to have to unravel. It seems to be a very malicious, not that this person was trying to have, I don't know that they weren't trying to have ill intent, but it seems to be a very complicated situation. It's going to be layers of unraveling. So I feel like it's going to be a while before you get out of this situation. It's not going to be like, oh, next week it's all done. It's going to be a while. You're going to have to flag things. You know how, like, they say you have to flag your credit profile and all those things. You're going to have to put a lot of safety precautions in once you're out and while you're trying to get out. So I do get that it's going to be a hard road ahead with trying to get out of this situation.
She also was interested in what we're picking up on who it is, if we can sense who might be responsible for this. The one thing that came to my mind is it's family female and it's probably niece or something like that. It's somebody connected, and I don't think it's of her same generation. Again, I'm thinking it's a niece, and the niece has been doing this for a while. This is not new. This was just found out. From what I'm sensing, it was found out recently, but it is not. It's been happening
Have
before.
you told her that before? Have we read this person before? Because I felt like you've told her something about a niece or somebody. Maybe it was somebody else, but I feel like you.
Yeah, not for this. We read her for something else. A move last week, I think it was.
Okay.
But this one's an identity
I
theft.
feel like the niece came up before, like in a reading, but I may be
Well,
wrong.
I thought a few months ago she was going to sell a house or something, and I told her something, and then about a niece, and she said the niece had done something to negotiate or
Right,
something.
that's what. Yeah, so it's
That was
probably
months-
that person.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it could be that same person, because that was a few months ago when we were talking about moving, and I told her it was time for her to sell and to move on, and then she said the niece had been negotiating or something. So I'm wondering if that's that same one, because again, female niece is what I was getting. Anything you guys get different or the same or whatever?
I hear the word relative.
I get relative too.
Mm-hmm.
Young, blonde-haired little girl, something like that. Like I do get a female energy, but I definitely get that it is a relative.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it helps you, Beverly. Hopefully you, but yeah, this is not a fast process. This is gonna take its time. It's gonna work its well through, and you will have to do certain things to jump through hoops as well. This is, it's not a welcome situation, but the good part is you found it. But I do believe it's been going on longer than you thought. I'm sensing it's been happening
And
for a
that's
while.
why it's so deep, because it looks like you were the person doing it. Like it looks like you were just operating in your normal life, but this is that person stealing your identity. So it does look like it's you, but it's not. And so I'm thinking that that's why it's so complicated. Like you said, it's been going on for such a long time.
Yeah. Super. So hopefully it helps you, Beverly. Next in the queue is, who is next? I don't even know. Oh, there we go. Shelly Dawson. Shelly. When I am ready and meet someone to date, will it be a younger guy or someone my age? I am attached to several younger guys.
I'm sorry, I saw Angie's face because my eyes were just like the Sanjies.
So she posted another. Oh, she meant attracted to, because I'm like, wait, you got that many in the? Where do you hang out? First of all, that's what I wanted to know. But we back up the train.
Wait, so did the message change? I am here, Jenny. I am single. Life.
It did change a little bit. She says, I'm here, General. I am single. Love life. Will he be my age or older or younger? Career change, finances. My job pays good, but I need a new, Lord have mercy. What's the question?
Let me break apart this dissertation and find the thesis of the whole thing. Let me
Exactly. Let's boil it down to one thing here. We don't have all night.
Is it dust? Like Jill just said, is Dusty in the plant a metaphor? That's what I was thinking too. I was like, is this a metaphor? Is there something like to this? And then I was like, no, she's really talking about her job. But there's so much metaphor there that you could take it on.
Oh.
Because, like, boom. It's Dusty. But not for her. It's Dusty. It's not Bom Chicka Wow Wow. It's Dusty there. Okay, wait, that's kind of messed up. And then just as I said that, I did get a sacral chakra that's a little bit on the cobweb side. So I'm sorry if it's disrespectful, Shelly, but you have a little bit of a dusty, cobwebby sacral chakra energy right at the moment. And so if I can kick it off for us, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm going to go ahead and go all out here and say that as far as your love life goes, I think that there's a reason why you're attracted to a certain energy. But as far as what you will end up dating is someone that is actually very closer to your age. But there's a reason right now why you're attracted specifically to like younger types of energy. And I say that because I do see that you notice certain energy more than other energy. But I think right now too, there's a lot of transition that's going to occur with money. That's going to occur your career, because there is actually changing in. And I think the fact that you're asking these questions, and that's something that I just want to bring out. Anytime we're asking questions, it's because we feel the energy shifting, and it's because it's shifting, because it's changing. And so when somebody says, is there change is on the horizon, your body's already feeling it, and you just it has not caught up to reality yet, but your body already like, oh my, there's a change. And you're like, oh my God, is there going to be a change? Yeah, there's going to be a big change. So in your career, there's a significant change. I actually see you making more money, very significantly. There's almost I'm not going to put a limit here, but it's 1,000, like, let's just say 1,000 more. Like, let's just go on that kind of level. It's a significant jump. Okay. But it's more than that. And I see that your life, though, it feels about March or April. Those 2 months are very distinct, potentials for you to really meet someone, but it's also kind of contingent on you going out and doing stuff. And where are you meeting these people? Because there's like two sides of this. If you go out to your local bar, you're going to get the local type of energy, which is gross. Then if you go towards, I don't know, chess club, okay, I'm just using that as an exaggeration. You don't have to go to a chess club, but you know what I'm saying, like, find an event that's a little bit more related to what you like to do. But the more that you put your energy into what you like to do, you're going to see something come in, but it's between March and April. Your job change, though, is going to be significant. So I think your focus is going to shift on that. So I hope that answers some of your questions. But again, enjoy your single life, because not going to last very long. And right now you're kind of dusty, but you won't be dusty for long.
Do you smoke cigarettes? Because they keep showing me the image of Marge Simpson's sisters. Like, I get a deep raspy voice and a cigarette smoker. Like a lady of a particular age, kind of set in her ways, and just kind of like, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. Like,
she said,
yes. You gonna get this bonnet in this world. Like, I don't feel like you're and not necessarily that you're not just like out there with like in a sexy, strapless dress, but I get that you're like, I work hard, I have to come home, I have to clean, I have to cook, whatever, and you're just kind of like, it is what it is. You get what you get, and that's it. I don't feel like you're putting a lot of effort in trying to find someone at this time, because you are working so hard, and you are focused on, like, I feel like you're desperate for love and wanting to be in love and wanting a relationship and wanting a companionship, but I don't know that you're putting the effort out there to find someone or do something. I keep hearing something about bingo. Do you go bingo? Like, why do I keep hearing bingo? What is coming up with the bingo? So I'm just not sure that you're literally putting yourself out there to try to attract people. And so you seem to be a little bit focused on work, but you also seem to be comfortable at the job you in. You know every day what you're going to do. You go in. It's like literally they show me, like, you punch the clock, you do your work, you leave, you come home. You punch the clock, you do your work, you leave, you come home. So I'm not getting any effort being put into a love life more than just a desire in your head that it be done. So I'm thinking that if this is something that you want to pursue, you're going to have to do something else. But I keep hearing bingo. You haven't said anything about bingo, so I don't know if that's something that you also do. But I'm thinking that you just need to get out a little bit more and just kind of not look like you're always going to work. And so That's all I'm getting. Like, I literally keep just seeing Marge Simpson sisters.
The one thing that that's coming to me isn't such a short-term thing; it's more of a long-term. But I'm seeing you by the end of next year out of Kentucky. I don't see you. I'm sensing that you're in Kentucky, so I'd have to be confirmed if you let me know if that's the case. But I think you're in Kentucky, and again, I'm thinking you're going to be out of Kentucky. I think you're moving, and I think that it's going to be a good thing. It's by choice. There's an opportunity. You're going to take it, but that's going to be next year, late next year, when that change takes place. And the impetus for that, I believe, is going to be a relationship. And so do not be surprised if you wind up in a relationship early next year, and by the mid to end of next year, you both are moving to where he is from or where he is moving to, and you're out of Kentucky. So I don't see you staying in Kentucky beyond the middle or the end of next year, and that is coming from a relationship standpoint. So keep that's what I'm getting, which may actually answer a lot of your questions about finances and relationships and whatever. It's all kind of, I don't know. But so get ready to take care of the dust and the cobwebs, because there will be some exercise coming.
Did you say sexercise?
No, but it sounded good.
I thought you said sexercise. I'm like, oh, wait, where do you sign up for that?
No, I was thinking horizontal mambo. Oh Lord. Let's see. Who's next? Who is next? Did my sister really threaten to kill anyone in the family? Will we win the court case? This involves Mom.
This is a thing I got. Why does it matter if she threatened to do it? Do you really think that she's going to do it? Like, it seems like there was a big argument or blow up, and this may have been said in the heat of the moment, but I don't feel like it is an action that will be taking place by this person. I don't feel like they're the type of person that would do that at all. And you knew that when you asked the question, that you knew that even if this was said, that it wouldn't be something that this person would do. I get that you're trying to get all the evidence that you can in order to go against this person in court, but I don't feel like even if it's confirmed that she did say it, I don't feel like this person would do it at all. That's the energy I got on the question.
But I mean, so is the court case in reference to her threatening to kill somebody? I mean, I don't know what that's like. Is that two separate questions you're asking there, or are you? I don't know what you're asking. I guess is the question. I'm trying to understand it.
She said her mom believed it before passing, but for me, and the question that Spirit is asking is, what difference does it make in the grand scheme of it all?
Yeah, no, but I'm wondering about where the court case is.
And the mom passed 2 years ago, right? So if she hasn't done it now, I mean.
No, Vicky's mom passed about 2 months ago. The other mother passed about 2 years ago. If I got it right, I remember right. And they can confirm or correct on that one.
So because she says the mom's estate is in the court case. So are you thinking that if she threatened to kill the whole family, then she doesn't get any money from the estate? Because that's what I'm thinking. You're just using this to leverage against her. Is that what this is? I don't get any malicious any malicious intent from that energy or that question.
So I'm immediately met with a misunderstood situation. Okay. And then I see, and please nobody be offended, or if you are, I don't care. Amber Heard comes out really strongly for me. That's the way I'm viewing your sister here is it's kind of in a misunderstood mental health issue type situation. And I think that your mom had a little bit more of an overreaction than I think was needed in that situation. I do get that this court case, it's a real uphill battle. real uphill battle in the sense that I don't see that. Here's the other thing: win at what cost? Because it's not about winning here. Because not at all. Because this is a situation where someone's going to hurt in the process of this. I think I read in the comments something about this. The court cases about the estate. Yeah, someone's hurting over the like winning or the losing. Whoever's losing in this side is going to hurt. And so what I have to ask you is, at that point, what cost are we doing this? What's the point of the situation, and why is it something that is all about the winning? And so Spirit is telling me, at least, to look beyond just the win here and look to the point of what's beneath the surface here. What does your body tell you? Why not you actually have time to sit down? Don't focus on meditation or anything like that. Sit there and take some deep breaths in and out. Close your eyes and literally say, I'm an NLP practitioner, and something that I'm all about is all about the body. And so why not do this exercise where, when you're alone and you are not going to be interrupted, sit privately, take some deep breaths in and out, close your eyes, keep breathing in and out. And when you feel centered enough in your body with the breathing, just focus on your breathing. I want you to ask yourself this. I literally want you to say these two statements: my sisters to kill everyone in my family. And I want you to sit with that energy. How does that feel in your body versus the opposite of that? Because your body already knows the answer to that. And to be really honest, it feels very misunderstood. That energy all around it. There's something about that that's just misunderstood. And I do agree with Angie in the sense, I think she said this, if I'm not mistaken, but what I get is that this is this has a lot to do with the heat of the moment, what things were said in a moment when your sister was in great mental distress, and it was taken very literal. And and on that side of it, I feel this coldness about this whole situation. And so what I do have to absolutely say is at what cost? Because you still have a lot of uphill battle to go. At what cost is this going to cause you? As far as winning it, like if you're going to actually, how far uphill? Why can't there be a compromise? And that's what I'm really coming to terms on, because your sister hurts. A lot of people hurt in this. Like, I see a lot of pain here, emotional pain to be exact. And then with the passing of your mom, there's even more emotional pain here that I'm getting, and that's where I will stop.
But the one thing I can tell you, Vicki, no matter what we say or anybody else says, if you feel comfortable by removing the guns, remove the guns. But in other way, or go out and buy a gun vault and put them in a gun vault and put them and store them. The reality is if you're concerned about family violence and you have guns in the house and you feel like, I need to put the guns away, why not put the guns away? That's kind of one of those. It's kind of one of those things that just like, you don't need anybody to give you the permission to put the guns away. If that's the case, just put them away and be safe and feel that that'll be. It's an appeal now. She won't compromise at all. It's past now.
This is the thing I don't get. Your mom was very concerned about this. Why didn't you guys just do a will and divide up the property then? Why are we going through this now? If it was that much of a concern that she was violent and that you didn't want her to have anything, why didn't you guys divide up this stuff now? This seems like a lot of drama after the fact, but I feel like your sister is operating from anger and hurt. Well, okay, it's anger, but it's from frustration and hurt. I do not feel that she's a danger to you, but you don't take my word for it. Again, like Don said, if you feel that she is going to hurt you, then maybe you should take the guns out of the house, or you should do whatever it is necessary to protect yourself. But I do feel like she is operating from a place of pain and anger. I feel like if you guys sat down and talked about this, you may work through a lot of hurt and anger in your life that is just unnecessary, that has you in unnecessary gridlock over this situation. This is her only way to have power and control, is to fight with you guys over this property. So you either sit down and have a heart to heart about it, or you or you continue to be in a gridlock with her and let the courts decide it. But I feel like if the court has to decide it, it's going to further divide you. Like, I feel like you love your sister too, and she loves you, and this is just a power control thing.
And the one thing that you said that there's that Vicky said is that she wants to know the truth. If she could do that, there's only one way to know the truth, and that's by living the experience. And so, if in a year or two or three she hadn't done it, then she couldn't do it. I mean, it just that's the thing is that I wouldn't worry about what the truth is, because the truth is our lived experience, and that's what life tells us. And
Vicky is still living in the pain too. This is her way of holding on to. Everybody's living in the pain of the loss of the mom, and you're all in a gridlock. Nobody's working through the pain. You're just going back and forth with arguments when you really just need to work through the pain together. Again, if you find out she did say it, then what does that mean? You're not going to talk to her anymore? You're going to isolate her from the rest of the family? Like, think about the bottom line. You're saying that's what you want to know. But say you find out she actually did say those things. What does that mean? You isolate, you don't talk to her anymore. She's cut off from the rest of the family. You go to the court and you say that that's what happened. So what is your bottom line? What do you get out of knowing whether it was true or not? Your mom has passed. If it was on her deathbed, she could have been in a state where she wasn't in her accurate mind, and the things that she said may not have been completely lucid. So in the end, if you find out that it did happen, what difference does it make? Going to gain from knowing the truth, whether she said it or not. At this point, it's a he said, she said. It's again, you guys holding on to that grief and not working through it.
And also read this. Vicky, read this. Give grace, but not at the expense of your sanity. If you're letting her rent space in your head on a continuous basis, when it could be used on other valuable spaces, then the problem is yours, not hers. You really need to give grace to her, but not at the expense of your sanity. I mean, if you're letting it eat you alive, it's not healthy. So what is my favorite phrase? Let it go. Let it go. You know, I mean, you cannot, there's things you can change, there are things you can control. If you can't, let it go and move on, and use that space in your head and let somebody else or something else rent it that means more to you, that can do something more to benefit you in your life. I mean, at one point you just got to say, let it go.
It's so much emotion, like it's so much heavy emotion in this situation, and it's all in grief. Nobody's truly grieving because now you're fighting. It seems like it went from the passing to now we're fighting over property, and nobody properly grieved. What you need is, it seems like, a mediator to come in and bring you all together so you can talk about it. Without the property and all of the court stuff, you really just need to get together and talk about it. You guys are all grieving and fighting each other, and it's not necessary.
Brittany, anything to add to that, or are we ready to move on?
Again, this kind of goes back into like aligning with what I'm saying here is, at what cost? That's the question I keep coming to, is at what cost? And what I'm hearing and seeing in the chat right now is I see a flood of ego from you, Vicky, and I don't mean in a disrespectful kind of way, but I see like a flood of ego in your messages. It's all about what she's not doing, what she can't provide, and what she's not willing to talk about. And in reality, what are you doing on your part? You know, because that same energy, we can go and literally say that that's actually mirroring. And I think the shock here would be where you're actually trying to put in energy in a different way. So removing your energy from the situation and actually allowing yourself to feel feelings. And I think right now, because when someone we love passes away, a lot of times the emotions become so huge and they come in different floods, and then we get numb, and then we experience the plateau, which is like this emptiness that we start to feel. And then what happens is we then will go through these different cycles, and a lot of times in that process we stop. We stop trying to focus on our health, on our family health, that like, and I'm talking about immediate family, what's in our household, and we start focusing on external things to take us away from the pain that we feel. And that's what's happening in all of these situations here. Regardless of what her actions are, that's irrelevant. Why is this still a topic that you're questioning? You have 3 amazing psychics that are here, and that's the question that you're asking about. That says a lot about what's on your mind and what's on your radar right now. And instead, why not focus your energy more on something that's going to be healthier for you? Take a break for a moment on this. And as
Send
far
her
as
love. How often do you send her loving energy? How often do you speak love into her? You're all at a gridlock. They just show you as gears grinding.
well, and the other thing here too is you wanna shift energy energetically, good energetically. Look up the Hawaiian prayer, Vicky. That's a beautiful prayer in forgiveness. It's forgiveness of yourself and then forgiveness of those around you. It's a beautiful prayer, and then do meditation on it, because that energy will shift your energy in weeks of you being able to text her, call her, or anything like that. You're sending such beautiful energy her way. And right now you got to understand, she feels like the first thing that I said without all this other information was that I feel like I'm misunderstood. I feel like Amber Heard. Okay. And if you think about the whole thing that happened with Amber Heard, in reality here, regardless of what Amber Heard did, let's be real. She's a human being. Where the hell can she go on planet now that she's going to be able to have some sort of bitter people looking at her and questioning her on some angle? And yeah, maybe in a lot of different ways, she probably deserves it to an extent, but we're thinking about a human here who later on is going to end up dead in the spirit realm, just like everybody else. And so that's what I'm trying to say here is look at this from the standpoint of you releasing that energy, because one day you're going to die as well, and you're going to be in the spirit realm. Do you want to be tethered with that kind of energy? Same thing with your sister. With her tethered to all of, and with all that anger and animosity and hatred, and that's the big thing here that is a part of our grief processing and things like that. But that's not something you want to project out. And regardless of what she's doing, there's a need for you to go within and energetically release this.
Listen, if that don't work, get some boxing gloves and go 9 rounds with her. Like, there's nothing I can tell you else to do. You are continuously telling us all the things that she's done. You could write a book on all the things that she's done. Again, what is the cost to you? What is the bottom line? What do you want to know? Did you come here thinking we would say, oh, you have all the evidence, you're going to win the case, it's going to be blah, 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 blah? It's emotional. We've said it repeatedly. All 3 of us have said the same thing. Either try to work it out in love or continue to fight in anger. But there's nothing else I can say, because you're just going to keep telling me she did this, she did this, she did this.
The comment of Vicky, the fact that anger that you have just in the comment of it would just take 1 round, that's your sister you're talking about. And I say that coming from a place where all my family was shunned from me. Like, I have every reason to hate and have animosity towards everyone in my family. Don't, because I understand that they're human beings on their own journey, and your sister is on a journey, and you need to focus more on your journey. And that is all I have to say. I'm washing my hands, clean up the rest of that. That's some negative energy. We need, again, a Reiki charge here. I'm going to push some healthy energy here. This is some nasty energy. We don't need to focus on
We need Iyanla right now. Ain't nothing else I can say. Where Iyanla Van Zandt at? Sage. Kina, who next?
Vicky, we love you, but again, let it go and try to not allow anyone to rent space in your head. You have a wonderful wife, you have a family, you have people around you. Give them the attention that you're wasting on your sister. That's my final answer. So who's next, Kina? Oh, Virgo. Virgo sign, general reading.
would, Brandon, bring me some wine, because
Brittany, what is
vodka,
that? What are
Tito's,
you?
something.
What are those two fingers do?
So okay, so what I was gonna make a joke, but I won't go there. No,
Why are we going there?
no, so
I'm like, wait a minute. What?
I'm combining. I'm
Were you giving a Mexican oil change?
no, I'm combining Reiki and Chinese medicine at this point because I'm just like, she needs Jesus. Woo! This energy, like I'm just clearing out the energy space, and I'm not saying that not to disrespect Vicky. It's just that's a lot of energy, and I can feel both sides of it, and there's so much anger and animosity, and I'm like at this point, I'm like, spirit, I need to move on, and so that was me clearing out the energy. Forward and the next person that wants to be read, like okay. So I can even start. So I get a as far as a general reading from you, and I'm in a state of like, this is what's going on with my energy right now, guys. I'm literally like this. And I'm doing this.
Reduce you to a third grade doodle?
Because I've got a lot of energy that I'm working with, and I don't feel like I have patience to draw right at them. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just do this as it feels really good, I'm gonna ignore the comments coming in right now. I'm gonna focus my attention. I'm gonna focus on the picture, the image that I'm getting. It's so peaceful. Virgo sun, what I'm getting here is I see like as if it looks like farmland that I'm seeing, and then I see this ginormous sun, and it's like coming up. Excuse me, I just burped. Like it's coming up from the horizon. It's a beautiful view, and I see grass just everywhere, and it's very vibrant and beautiful. And there's no trees, there's nothing there that's drawing my focus. What's drawing my focus is this new horizon, this new beginning that's coming up like over me, and it feels vast. It feels like grand, like what I'm gonna achieve, where I'm gonna go. It's so massively beautiful. And at the same time, I'm also met with levels of fear because it's unknown, because it's so new. And new in the sense that this experience, whatever this experience is, it feels related to connection, and it feels related to something that's very that's going to transform every aspect of your life, even where you're living. It feels like it's just such a new horizon I see, and I see this within the next year. And it feels very powerful. It feels like I'm getting it's shifting into like a new career. But it's not something that I think if you are thinking of that, or if you're still in the state of you like your job right at the moment, there's something that's shifting with your perspective of this, because, and I don't know if it's something that it would be something that you're seeing, but it's something also that you're feeling strongly. And it's like you woke up one morning, it's like, the singing of the birds, the horizon. And then it's like, it's a complete shift in your energy. And it's not that that's what your energy has ever been like, but it's like, and I think that's what's so significant about it. And that's where the level of anxiety is that I get, because it's like, I see this like level of like just a complete shift in the energy. And it's very, very massive. But as far as, like if I think of romance and things like that, I feel like this is way more centered on career, is what it feels like. And as far as your emotional state, I want to commend you. Spirit very much so has shown me that you've done a lot of work emotionally. I feel like there's still some huddles that you kind of go through. And I feel that you've got yourself very distinctly. I feel I've gotten myself out of the black hole. Like I've gotten myself completely out of a black hole. And I feel like there's some residual energy from that black hole. I feel like I'm in such a different mindset. And so if you haven't started to feel that, you're going to be feeling that. But I almost get that you're kind of already feeling that. Like I have so much heat, and it's not just because I'm tapped in, for healing, but it's more than that. I just feel like it feels incredible.
Dawn, are you gonna go? I have
No,
a
you
message, but she probably won't like it.
can go ahead, Angie.
Virgo sun, Spirit said, why, okay. You receive very well. Why are you coming to us, or why are you submitting to a lower authority to confirm information that they already told you? Everything that we're saying, you already know. You've already received this information. Either you're coming here just in support and we thank you, but you don't need confirmation of anything we're saying. You have a direct connection. Have confidence in your connection. They told me to pull my Moonology Oracle cards, and I don't use them that much. I thought these were going to be great. The card that I pulled was Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. Everything that's supposed to be happening for you is happening for you. It's a Capricorn moon. Capricorn new moon, so your hard work is paying off. All this must be happening in the darkness, and it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Allow it to grow. You're so wanting to know every single thing, every single day. What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen Tuesday? What's going to happen Wednesday? You're receiving the information. Stand in confidence on the information that you're receiving. You don't need to go to someone else. And not to say that we're the lesser authority, but if you're getting the information directly from the God sense, what are you coming to us to confirm, to say, oh yeah, God was right? If I was God, I'd be like, really? You had to go to them to confirm something that I told you directly? So you're receiving the information. Stand on it and receive it, or don't receive it. But at this point, your guides are annoyed with the fact that you're going to other people to confirm everything that they're telling you spiritually. Your hard work is paying off. Let it build, let it be, let it flow. Stop going to other people asking them to tell you what spirit is already telling you. And that's all I get.
Super. So hopefully it helps a lot. And with that said, we're on to the next and final individual. So Kina, who is that individual? There you go. It's Joe Schroeder. For my reading, I said general, but any spirit or mediumship that may come through, or love if that happens to come through.
So in spirit, I get a man. I don't know why instantly I don't know, like it feels like feels like a brother. I'm just gonna say what I'm feeling here, and I don't know if that's I don't know if she's still in the chat, and I don't know if that's even remotely accurate. But I get I get that. So I'm just waiting to see if I can confirm that.
Is his name James?
Did you say James? Don?
Yeah.
She says I'm here. So Don is saying the brother may be named James, and Brittany is saying that she gets a male brother energy. Is any of that correct?
That's her mediumship, right, Brittany? Well, so here's the thing, and this is the crazy kicker. I don't feel heavy like mediumship. Okay. I get the sensation that, and that's why I asked, is your brother in it? Because if not, then that no brother has passed. Okay, so then that tells me that this is about there's the message that I have is about your brother, and so then that makes me just want to stop for a second, because there's something about this particular connection that's significant, and like as far as what I don't have a love reading for you. I have literally a specific spirit message about the connection between you and your brother, and how, like, your closeness, and how you can move in the direction. There's something that feels unhealed about that connection, and I don't really understand completely a lot about that. But and I think I need a minute to sit with that because it feels kind of heavy. And I don't know a lot of sense, but I'm going to see if I can get more because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get, a little bit here. Anyways, yeah, I'll let somebody take over for a second.
What I got was a seesaw, but you're not on either end of it. You're in the middle trying to balance, and they're saying you're too old for that. You need assistance to get down because you've put yourself in a dangerous situation or in an unstable situation. So now you need someone to help you down so that you can get on more solid ground. I do see it being more of an angelic because they're now showing me the 9 or the 6 of swords, but they're showing it to me in the way in this other deck of cards that I have where birds are lifting you up and carrying you over. So you've put yourself in an unstable situation. It's going to take a outside force to come and help you get out of this situation, but they're saying you need to be mentally ready for it. They're like, I feel like you keep getting yourself in situations over and over again and then crying out, I need help. And so what they're saying is that you need to I'm getting that you need to make more wiser decisions. Like you keep getting yourself in situations and then needing someone to help you or calling out for spirit or someone to come help you. You need to, they're saying you need to like use you're mature enough to be at a level mentally where you should not keep getting in these situations over and over and over again. So once they get you off this seesaw, you need to get on stable ground and you need to think about the decisions that you're going to make and the actions that you're taking as you move forward, because there seems to be prosperity. There seems to be a horizon with the sun rising, but you can't see it. You can't even get to it because you keep putting yourself in situations that are unhealthy or unstable. So after this time, next, they're just going to let you bump your head until you it's time to come until you get it together. So I'm not getting, so I'm getting that there's prosperity and there's good things ahead, but you need to stop getting yourself in these situations that are unhealthy and unstable.
So just real quick, I'm gonna that I have and I do apologize, Jill, but the brother energy that I'm getting is actually related to this commenter Ward. And I just want to really quickly address that just so that I can get that out there. I want you to know that this brother, I guess as Don picked up, James, I just want you to know that his message is clear, that he's there with the family, and that he is very much so present. That's all I'm getting is a lot of present energy. And so, I mean, we're not reading you Ward, so I can't go any further, but I do want to just literally just call that out.
You can either go ahead or you can wait because he told him to just stand by and we'll get to him. So You can either finish your reading on this person, or we can either finish Jill and then go to Ward.
I feel like it's more of I want to take Jill. And because I feel like this is kind of a representation also, the fact that this kind of happened while we were supposed to be reading Jill, this is also a representation of what Jill is experiencing in her life too, where it's like people are putting her on hold. That's what I kind of get the energy of. And I think that's not really fair to Jill. And I think Jill has made a lot of sacrifice in her life. And I feel that at the same time of those sacrifices, I feel that she's made a lot of exceptions for the way that people treat her, the way that like the respect level there, it's not there and it's not right. And these exceptions have been at the cost of her self-worth. And while I say all of that, I think she's made major strides forward in that regard. It's been impactful. People see that energy. The fact referred to you kind of like I'm talking about you just now, just in this reading. I want you to understand that's people talk about you, but not in a bad way. They're talking about like the resilience, the transformation that you have, the empowerment that you provide, that you do for people, and it's huge, it's massive, and you do not give yourself enough validation. Now, in your personal life, in your personal world, I think you seek out things still to a level externally that you're not getting within yourself, and it's because you are coming from a depleted angle, because a depleted angle. I don't know why I'm like confused on that word. Like a depleted state is more what I'm talking about. In this depleted state, you're literally giving all your energy to other people and the things that you're trying to create, and it's massively beautiful, but at the same time, it's at a cost of you. And you need to realize Spirit sees you are beautiful. You have done a wonderful job with your energy and creating this very very different world that you live in. However, there's a lot of adjustment, and there's a lot of fear and anxiety that surrounds that. But you need to know that just taking these steps forward with healing and focusing more on your self-care is what's going to impact you in the direction that you want to go in.
I don't have anything else. I already gave the seesaw thing.
I mean, I just want to get back to Ward, because Ward, I don't think James is a brother. I think he's like a brother. I get baby. I'm getting the word baby because that would tell me baby brother, but I don't think he's a brother. But I'm getting baby along with his name is James, of course. And he died too young. He died early this year. He died far too young. But it's interesting because he's telling me there's been a lot of loss around you. But you're strong. Ward, if you're still here, does any of this resonate with you? He's very strong energy. He has a very strong energy about him. He's very, very caring individual, very loving individual. Great smile. Like a brother. Okay, yeah. But what's the baby come in? Because it's like he's telling me baby, and again, I didn't sense it was like baby brother. What's baby? Why is the word baby coming in so much? Why is he saying baby? Did he have a baby? No, I don't sense a baby. I don't think he has a baby. There's something about baby. He's saying baby. Does that ring a bell with you, Ward? Yes, sorry, I am slow. No problem, no problem. Yeah, you're not even, no, yes, oh my God, this is not your first language. You're in Europe, you're European, it's not Germany. I lived in Germany, I know what that feels like. Is it Holland or Belgium? Holland or Belgium, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, you're not, is that right? Are you from Europe? Are you in Holland? Are you in Belgium? Because I'm getting that kind of energy. Belgium. Okay, good. Yeah. So this is the right one. We're on target. Okay, good. Well, but he did die young, right? He died earlier this year, right? Somewhere at the beginning of the year, somewhere in the first few months of the year. Is that right as well? Did he die somewhere early in the beginning of the year? This year. Watching paint dry. Sorry, folks. Anyway, yes. So in March. Okay, good. Yeah. So this is him. He's got a wonderful spirit. He's a very strong, powerful spirit. He's lots of heat. He puts off lots of heat. And he came in when we're reading Jill, but he was like, he needed to come in. And I think that's wonderful. But know that he's in a good place. Know that and he's watching over you. You are loved. But again, is it true that there's been a lot of loss around you? Because again, he's just saying that you're strong and you can get through this. You've been here before. So just know that. Anything else you want to? Anybody else can pick up on him or anything?
I think that you covered the bases, because that was my next thing. Was I get that this is like a brother, but I also got also in and of itself. I don't know if he was actually a sibling as well. Like, I'm not talking about Ward. I'm talking about the like James that we're referring to. I get that. I get that the message is strong about the sibling energy that he feels, and in the presence of being there, and Ward, you have a lot of family that's around you, and even on like because I read a lot of ancestral stuff, and I see a long lineage besides just even your grandfather, and even the presence of other that have passed away over years. I see way more around you that I don't know that you're completely aware of, and I think that there's a need to. I see you being lonely a lot, like not necessarily like you don't have people around you, but it's like this feeling of loneliness even with someone around you, and it just feels kind of just an emptiness, and so I feel like immediately kind of like my breath in a way. And so I want to just make sure you're aware that James is present with you. There's also lots of ancestors that are around you right now, because you have some very big changes kind of coming in for you this year.
He does tell me, Ward. James also indicates that you are somebody who is very funny and vivacious on the outside, but on the inside, you're very vulnerable and you're very hurt and you're very conflicted. So it's like two people. When the people who don't know you and read the outside, read a happy, healthy, whatever individual, and yet down deep you have you have a lot of issues going on inside, and you feel like two different people. You're kind of split. And he's like, he's like, you need to work through that, and it's like you're going to get through it. But this has been a rough year for you, but know that he's here with you, and that's the important thing. He is there with you, and when you came in tonight, he wanted you to know he was here for you and with you. And it's interesting because I'm trying to pick up the grandfather, but I can't. I'm not picking up any grandfather energy. But James was very powerful when he came in, and he wanted for sure to you to know. Which is great. And if anybody asks a question about what language, this is one thing that somebody asked before, and they're like, how do you know he didn't speak your language? Well, in where they are, there's no barrier. I don't get a language barrier because it's all the same. It's I know what the feeling is, so that's great. You said, let me see what you said. He was my best friend, the one that understands me like no one else did. I love this man with my heart. Yeah, I knew that because he loves you too. Yes, people see me as a simple guy. It makes me sad because I have much to offer. Absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, wow, what a strong way to get a connection. But know that you're loved and know that he's there with you. You're not alone. You don't travel alone. You have a lot of support around you. That's amazing. You're blessed. Kina lets us know that is it. Kina, no, Angie, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. That's anyway. That's about it. Thanks everybody. Unless you guys want to read one or two more people or something, I don't know. I'm good for whatever. It's up to you guys.
Well, is there anybody else still in the chat?
There's several people who asked for readings.
You're welcome, Ward, and you're welcome, Jill. Absolutely.
No, is anyone else got any questions?
There was a Terry Cole put me on the list. It's a lady.
Yeah, but do we know if they're still here?
Virgo Sun was telling me her life story about why she a Capricorn and why she going through whatever. Bottom line, you're receiving a direct connection. You don't have to come to us. You want clarity, ask questions of spirit, not of us. Ask spirit.
You're welcome, Vicky. Brad Belisario says, woo woo me. Jamila Stozier, are you still here? Said Tina.
We can take Brad, but Brad, what do you want to know? You didn't put a question.
Give us a
He's going to
question,
go for the
Brad.
general, and we all know that he wants something else.
Yes, you're welcome, Katrina. Yes. And Jamila, if you're still here, what's up with Alan? I'm getting a name Alan for you. Is there an Alan or something like that? It's a longer name, but Alan is what I'm seeing. Just kind of curious what that name is. Something about Alan calling out. Somebody, an Alan who just got married. That's what I'm being told. Alan who just got married. Brad, are you here? Do you have a question? Woo woo. Woo woo. I don't know how it works. Newbie. Didn't know I had to ask things. Well, if you want, you can ask for a general. But if you want to know a specific area, like your finances or your job or your career or your love life or whatever, whatever you want. But if you want a general, we can do general too, Brad. You tell us. Alicia. Hello, Alicia. Welcome in. So what's going to be, Brad? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Oh, I was reading so intensely the chat, so I saw the host say they are taking a few more posts for questions, and I was like, they are taking. I was reading it really slow, like it was as if it was a question. Anyways, moving on.
Brad says, let's go general. So let's give Brad a general reading.
Oh, fantastic, Brad.
Brad, are you? Is he the baby brother?
I was just going to mention though quickly, Ward, I sensed something like that, but I didn't know exactly how to bring it up, so I didn't go there because I have a son on the spectrum, so so I kind of sensed that, but I didn't go there.
Okay. So who wants to start with Brad?
Go ahead, Don.
No, go ahead. I was just going to turn the cards because I was.
I keep hearing bratty little brother. So was he the bratty little brother?
So wait, where are you asking? Are you asking Ward or are you asking that to Brad?
To Brad.
Right.
I got bratty little brother. Like you were the annoying little brother who got on your older brother's nerves, but he still loves you and watches over you.
So I got hit with the throat chakra immediately when I started to ask what was a general for Brad, and then followed by a level of misunderstanding, and then when I ask further about what that misunderstanding is, I immediately get anxiety, and I'm overwhelmed with certain emotions. It feels like my the inner child inside of me has gotten triggered by whatever this misunderstanding is that I'm referring to. But then the other thing that I got hit with was a tree, like just a real visual tree, and I'm looking at not the bottom of the tree. I'm focused on the trunk going up, and I see the leaves around the tree, and I met with this feeling of like, how did this just randomly appear here? It feels like an obstacle that I'm being met with, but at the same time of being met with this obstacle, I am in this understanding that I need to ground here. I need to be present, and I need to be centered here, because there's a big conversation that needs to happen that is not happening, and that's why I'm experiencing this throat chakra, like coughing, because something needs to be talked about that's not being talked about, and that's where the anxiety is coming from, and I'm getting to the point where I want to ramble because there's something that's not being said. So in general, I feel like question, like I think we put Brad on the spot, and Brad doesn't have an actual question, because the question that's on Brad's mind is something that involves a heavy emotional situation that feels it's centered around a misunderstanding, and I don't think he has the time to type in all of the like what the question really would be. But then at the same time, I don't think he can put it into words, and so That's what I get from that. So with that kind of energy, if you are currently feeling that, Brad, or if you are not feeling that, and you're about to go into this situation, there is a conversation that is going to happen here, either presently or in the near future, like being in the next week or so, because there's something that is about a misunderstanding, and it's to something that is very emotional to you. The thing that I can absolutely say here is there's a need for you to be very present and very grounded, because the words that you use are going to shift this connection that you're dealing with, and that shift is going to impact, and it's going to cause like a ripple effect. Because as soon as I said the shift, it feels like a earthquake. Like it's like, Hulk smash. I don't know if you've seen anything about, which I need to watch more She-Hulk. Thinking about the Hulk and the Hulk smash, and it's like this ripple effect that goes into the rest of like the earth. And that's what I feel very strongly, Brad, is that you're kind of at this moment where there's this moment that's going to make it or break it. That's how you word in this conversation is going to greatly impact the rest of year. Let's just put it that way.
I got that you were the little brother. Your older brother isn't deceased, but there's distance. Either he lives at a distance from you, or there's distance between you because of whatever situation that she's talking about. You miss him and he misses you. I heard just call him. I feel like there's nieces and nephews that you haven't seen, that like maybe he had kids or you had kids, and that they haven't met their uncles. I get a deep longing and a deep sense of missing this person. And I hear call him. It's as simple as that. If you call and reach out, God, I hear Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting time after time. So your brother is there. He's still there looking out for you. He misses you. You miss him. Call him and reconnect. As simple as that. Whatever it was, or whatever reason you haven't talked to each other in a while, just call. It'll all be dissolved and it won't even be remembered. You two are missing each other. That's what I get. Is just a longing to be brothers again. So I'm not sure if that's correct because you're not commenting, but if it is, just call him.
The one thing I was getting, Brad, is that I'm getting a health issue, a health crisis. I don't know if you're having one. I'm also seeing you with a, I see you as single, but I see you as single, but I see you with a daughter. So I don't know if you were married at one time and you're divorced, or whether it was just a situation where you became a dad out of wedlock or whatever. But is there an illness between? I'm getting illness, and so I'm getting a health issue, and I don't know if it's you or the daughter. That's supposing you have a daughter, but I do sense you have a daughter.
Brad, are you ignoring us? Like, you asked us for a reading and now you're not going to respond to us? Like, seriously?
He probably doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, Brad, let us give us some
the questions. We've asked 40.
I need to resonate. Yeah. No, yeah, but I'm picking up a health issue or health crisis. You may not be comfortable talking about it, so I don't know.
3 kids. You have 3 kids, or the brother has 3 kids?
Okay. 2 daughters and a son. So is one of them, or are you ill? Because I'm getting an illness. I was getting a daughter being ill for some reason. I was getting a daughter. Again, the daughter is coming up. The daughter being ill, or you're being ill. It's not the son. It's not the son. I do. You are ill. Is that correct?
Or you do miss your...
No health issues for me. Well, then I don't know. Then I must not be picking up. I was picking up a health issue for you or a daughter.
Are you saying you do miss your brother? Like, are you answering my question?
I think he's saying that his daughter is sick.
Yes, we got that, Brad. We got, you're not ill. No health issues for you, which is good. But okay, then the energy was the wrong place, so we're good. I just need to get that out there. So, And what was the last thing that you mentioned, Angie, that you said that?
I just got that there's distance between him and the brother. They each miss each other, and he just needs to call and talk to his brother. Um, that's what I get. Like they both miss each other. Like the big brother misses the little brother, and the little brother misses the big brother. And I got that there were kids that maybe the other haven't met or haven't seen in a long time. And if you just call, it'll solve all of that.
And he just wrote, I haven't seen my daughter in a year, so I don't know if she's sick. Brad, if I were you, I would reach out to whoever has your daughter, if you can. I would just to give yourself some peace of mind. If I were you, I would be reaching out to your daughter and finding out her health situation. I'm sensing something there, but I'll leave it at
Were
that.
we right about the brother situation? Brad, I know you type faster than that.
Is there anything else you guys have to add, or should we just move on and leave it at that?
I think you should just move on. I'm not one that really needs validation from anyone about what I read. I get what I read and I move forward. It's just, it is what it is.
Okay, super. So then, Kina, do you have one more for us before we get out of here? Did you pick one more by chance? Holly. Holly says, I have a general, another general. You are so good. Thank you. Holly, can you give us at least some direction?
This is my thing, Holly. If you don't have a question, then is your life perfect? Is that why you just said general, or you really don't know how to ask? Like,
you're saying, Kina, you're saying love reading is what she was saying?
Oh, okay. That would make more sense.
Holly or
oh wait, I just realized I said that out loud.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay. So they show me you on a Monopoly board in the little car. That's you're in that little car, and I heard that your career is taking off. Like, are you buying property? Are you in a real estate or something? Like, I see you zooming across the Monopoly board collecting money along the way. So your career is taking off or is about to take off is how I'm getting it. Don't know how to ask. Well, I already started general, so I'm not gonna tell you about love. But I see you on a Monopoly board in the car, zooming around the board, collecting money. So I don't know if you're a collections person, if you're doing like rent, like you're into real estate or whatever. But I feel like your car is taking off, and you're going to be getting a lot of money along the way. Okay, that was a little bit TMI.
What did I miss?
You're disabled. Okay, but you're in a car and you're going around. Okay, first of all, disabled doesn't mean that you can't work. This is the second time we've been on here and somebody said I'm disabled, and that means that they can't work. You can still work. Then I must be connected to the wrong person. You guys can go ahead.
So I'll go ahead and do the. I'm being really goofy. I'm being really goofy right now. I think it's because I'm like slap happy a little bit. But I'll go ahead and just kind of say what I have. I don't gather, Holly, that you actually have a current connection. If you do, there's a lack of romance, which I really gather that there is not. And so then that begs the question of what are you looking for? And what I was drawn to was trying to draw a heart, but as I tried to draw the heart, it was like misshaped. and it got worse as I drew it over and over again, and it got even worse. And it's not because I'm a bad like artist, because I'm good at stick figures, but drawing a heart is usually not that complicated, okay? And for whatever reason, this was like, it got to, it was so bad that it got worse, okay? Like it got like worse. And that's what I was seeing in my head, was these hearts started getting worse and worse and worse. Like in the sense of I'm losing focus on what it is I'm looking for. And I do see that that what you are looking for is something that you need to stay focused on. I see you meeting someone online towards February. February of next year. And it's very contingent on you, again, taking steps in that direction. Because I'm going to be really honest, it's not just like you just randomly like waltz in somewhere and then just like, boom, they're just like in front of you. And like, it just happens and life is just like great because life is complete. Now, like, it's like you're taking strides in that direction. And I see you doing something that you love to do a lot of, and you meet someone and it's kind of almost like an accident, but not an accident because you weren't looking for love in that one area. You were looking for love. It was just not in that one area. And it happened to be that one area that you meet someone. But it is online. I see it very much so online, not an in-person, like you bumped into them with a cart and just went, oh, hello. You know, it's like literally like online. But yeah, I do need to draw your attention to the perspective that you are looking at love, because it's misshaped, and that's the big thing. Is it's unrealistic expectations that you're expecting, and so any connections that you do get, you're going to have these certain expectations that are like, and then to extend further is just not something that's going to happen. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's literally like it's at this is the way I see love, and that's how it's going to be. And it's like, that's not what it actually is. But then I don't think you're being honest with yourself about that, because I see you even going, but that's not what I'm really doing. That's not really, like, it's like your ego's coming out immediately, like as I'm starting to say this, because you're at like this thinking about it, and you're not expanding outward, looking at the other angle of how you view, because there is some very unrealistic expectations, and there is nothing wrong with having expectations in love, but it's just that you are expecting something that's not possible, is what I get, and that's what I have.
I don't have anything.
Holly, the only thing that I'm getting for you, it's just kind of I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm in a fog. I feel like you're lost. I feel like you just seem to have just lost your way, and you just like you really don't. You just don't know where to go. You don't know how to get things moving again. I just feel like you're stuck again. It's back to a stuck feeling is what I'm getting again. But it's more of a fog. It's like you don't know what to do, and you don't know how to process the way forward. You don't even know how to start the process to figure out the way forward. And it's like I don't know. And it's interesting because, and I don't mean to say this disrespectfully, but sometimes I think you fall back on the disability as a way to give yourself an easy out or an excuse, because you can say, well, I'm whatever, and I'm getting the, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful with that, but it's one thing. It's like, to give you an example, I was on the board of an amazing organization here in Phoenix, and what we did is we helped people who could no longer walk. We helped them to climb mountains. We helped them to take a whitewater rafting trip down the San Juan River for 7 days. These are people in wheelchairs who were told that's no longer an option in their life. We told them it would be. And our group, we would raise money every year, and we would take different people down the San Juan River, go down partially, take the wheelchair out, and we would then spend the evening on the side of the river, And then the next morning, get back on. We would share all that we experienced. But most importantly, they owned the fact that, yeah, they had some limitations, but that wasn't going to stop them. And so what I'm telling you, Holly, I think is, I'm getting this. Again, you feel like you don't. You feel like you can't move on. You feel like you can't figure out how to move forward, and you're letting all the excuses flow through. And you got to stop doing it. You got to find a way to start moving forward. You got to just start. And the one thing I said over and over again before is momentum. Just start moving in one direction. And I don't say physically moving if that's necessary, but start pushing your life in a direction. Start doing something positive. And the rest will fall in as you and make it happen as you go along. You know what? Even if you make the wrong move, at least you're moving. If you're not moving, you're falling behind, because guess what? The world's turning. This world spins. And if you're sitting here and you're just staying there, then you're falling behind, because the world's not waiting for you. They're not going to come to you and give you a gift and say, guess what? We think you're special, so we're going to have you've got to start doing something. So just start some momentum. Get moving forward. And if you have to make a corrective change, so be it, but you're already moving. If you have to fix something, so be it, you're already moving. Or if you got it right, then hey, this is even better. But no longer sit there and let the world come to you. It's time for you to get out there and get rid of the fog. But the fog is going to stay as long as you don't take a step forward to make something happen. That's what I'm doing.
And that's why I stopped my reading, because immediately when I said, "Oh, I see you career picking up, making money," the first thing she said was, "I'm disabled." Disabled doesn't mean that you can't make money, doesn't mean you can't work. So if you're going to shut down the blessing that is coming your way, I'm not even going to speak it to you. If you're disabled, then you're disabled. Have a good night. I'm not giving you a speech.
Anything else for that one? Brittany? Brittany?
No, I think I am. I think I hit every note I wanted to hit there with Holly, and I think it resonated enough with her, at least what she said prior to the foggy state. So I think she said, yeah, it's fine. I'm good. Got everything.
Super. Well, you know what? I think with that one, I'm kind of, I'm ready to call it a night if y'all don't mind. So, if that's okay, I think let's say good night to everybody, and thank everybody for coming in. By the way, everybody, don't forget to hit that like button down below. Thank Brittany for visiting with us for tonight. It was great to see you, Brittany.
I hope we didn't wear you out, Brittany.
And to connect to Brittany, her information is right here. If you need to reach out to her to get a reading or to get other things happening, Brittany can be seen on TikTok. She can also be seen at her own website. And so,
I go live every
hesitate
Sunday.
Say what? Sorry?
I was just going to say I go live every Sunday.
There you go. So, and then of course, Angie and I, and what our thing usually is. So reach out to us.
Don will be back on in the morning. Will you be back on in the morning, Don, or did they wear you out?
No, I'll be back in the morning. Yeah. I have a long day of readings tomorrow. Lord have mercy. I've got like 4 or 5.
Someone said, what time do you go live, Brittany?
I go live about 11 a.m. on Sundays.
On
TikTok? And then some in the evening on the week, but it's kind of like I haven't pinpointed the exact day on the weekdays, but I've been kind of tricking everybody and like playing around with them and like not telling anyone, and then just magically appearing. And I do one question reads, as many as I can fit in, which I think last live I got like a little over 200 people in 3.5 hours. So I was talking very fast, so I like to.
I forgot what I was about to say. Goddamn. Oh, like, share, subscribe. Then anytime that we go live, you will know that we are live, and that and you'll get the notification. So I mean, we could tell you the times over and over again, unless you go program it in your phone. Just like, share, subscribe. You'll get a notification when we go live. Sherry wanted me to also remind you that me and her, we're going live on Sunday at about 3:00 Pacific Standard Time, so West Coast time. Sherry, Barry, and I are going live.
And don't forget, it's Sickle Cell Anemia Awareness Month. So on Fridays, wear your red shirts. And if you don't have one, Kina is selling them. So you reach out to Kina and buy a shirt from her. but most importantly, show your love for those folks who are dealing with and surviving sickle cell anemia. So I think we got everything in there. With that said, I think we're done. Thank you again for joining us, Brittany. Angie, it's been fun. It's been interesting and a good one. So I'll let you guys go. We'll talk later, everybody. Bye-bye.